Mark just said, fuck you, Helen. Run the peasant cam tonight. The webcam. Look when I switch to the normal camera. How dark it is.
What's happened?
Red.
It's not.
And the light's not on.
Yeah, no, on purpose.
Oh, right.
Because
Okay.
it's so bright.
Because it's barn raising.
Right?
We've got the fire on.
It's in fucking Hollywood.
Well, it's close. Yeah.
Welcome to Barn Raising, episode 366.
Willkommen Sie.
23rd today?
The leap year, yeah. Of the Amish Inquisition.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because it's president election year, is always a leap year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Every 4 years, Ben.
I'm just working that out.
4 more years. Gonna be the greatest, the best.
Is that Nixon?
Home, not a crock. Yeah, it's Barn Raising. No guest.
No plan, no clue.
No idea.
No makeup.
So you say. I saw you powdering your nose in the green room.
There is no green room.
It's the red room in here.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking because, you know, like the first 50 episodes, we did it pretty much by candlelight.
Right, okay.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Before we did video.
And spiders.
There's lots of spiders, lots of Mr. Skinny Legs.
It was like a bench across this side of the room.
Yeah, it was my old kitchen. I came out of the house and I put it in and threw a bit of worktop on it.
And a pink laptop. I'm sure laptop.
Yeah, the old HP. Holy pricks.
Holy pricks.
There's an echo.
What?
Oh.
We've got a new screen for the comment.
I know, yeah. We're still not looking at the massive comments.
We got a
We got it. Oh. And then the fireplace off.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not watching the fire, so...
It's a nice crackle, isn't it? Crackle, crackle, crackle. Down the bottom. Right.
Right.
Is that
It's to do with this microphone.
Don't know.
And peasant mic.
All
All
the tabs are muted now, so hopefully that is the echo gone. We haven't got two mics on.
Yeah, Matt's on it.
Still go.
That doesn't seem like 30 seconds since, you know. One. Video capture. Where's that come from? Video capture device 8.
Yeah, I told you.
That's, I think that's the peasant cam.
Oh, right.
Is it picking up audio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh,
Look, we
dear.
got rid of the fire for nothing.
Oh dear.
Well, all the more reason to download the audio-only version, because that'll be clean as a whistle.
Absolutely. As
you
always.
know. Although I am using an AKG D5 dynamic microphone tonight. It's probably not as smooth, not as well-rounded frequency response as the Rode Procaster that I normally use, you know. But
AKG, though, they're good, aren't they?
yeah, but it's like you could there's entry-level AKG, mid-level AKG, and pro level.
It's a Squire.
Oh yeah, we fixed it.
Yes, we did.
Good.
Yeah, echo's sorted.
So yeah, what I was saying, barn raising, right? So first 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, candlelight in the back of the garage.
Mm-hmm.
No video at the time,
No.
No.
and no like lighting. You've got like these stage lights that are around the camera that light us up so people can see us.
There was no
Yeah.
stage production. No production at all, was it? At
No,
all. It
just
was
audio only.
Straight in. No sound. No theme tune. No nothing.
There was. We had, but I added it an after
It was
because we didn't
right. Okay. Yeah. We didn't have
a desk like a roadcaster. The roadcasters didn't exist in 2017.
down here still, isn't it? The original
It's down there somewhere. Yeah.
4-track.
Oh, I haven't got the 4-track.
Ah.
I sold it to Gav.
Oh yes, when they were starting up the
Lancashire Hot
Pod.
Pod. Lancashire Hot Pod. Sorry, yeah.
Very good.
So that's when I got the roadcaster.
Nice.
So
The rest is history.
yeah, we have a new monitor.
We do, don't we? And it's fine. Doing the job perfectly. Oh God!
Ben sneezed and my microphone fell over at the same time. I have a balancing issue.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I got
he sneezed into his beard. He's having to comb mucus from out of his beard.
Oh no! Would you
And he's
like?
got tiny eyes.
There's a boot brush on the back step. Do you want to borrow it?
Probably for the best. I've just sneezed into my hand.
There's some bog roll down there.
Don't touch the bog roll, Ben.
It's just down there. Do you want
I'd
some?
rather not.
It's just bog roll. Do you want some
No,
hand
it's not.
sanitizer?
Oh, it's been rewound back up.
Yes, because it fell off the.
Where's the lube, Phil?
Do you want some
The
hand
lotion.
sanitizer?
This hand isn't getting any less slimy for some reason.
Hang on.
Oh no! Look at this.
Should we just talk about Ben wiping his?
Should have just let it go.
His beard.
Wiping me digits and my beard.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Banshees of Inisherin last night?
No.
Matt, or not?
No, because it's not a 5-map film,
Well-
so it doesn't really deserve a rewatching.
Format.
Yeah, it's a format.
God, I literally walked
Okay, I
out of the
like it.
room. Walked out of the room for 5 seconds. You're talking about movies.
No, I watched. I can't remember what it was called because it was so mid.
Godfather Part 2. That's pretty mid. It's in the middle of 3 films.
I can't remember it. Renfield.
Ren and Stimpy. Oh, the vampire one with Nicolas Cage.
Vampire. Yeah,
Any good? Mid.
it was mid. Yeah, there was some funny moments in it, but
Not enough.
not enough to get a more than mid. It's an average film.
A film semi-on.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it's not even a chub for that one.
You've wasted your blood.
Mm.
I went to the new cinema in Preston today.
God, you always do things really early, don't you? Why don't you just leave it a bit?
I wanted to go and see the statue with Feathers McGraw.
And that's it. You didn't go to watch your film.
Yeah, we watched the new Captain America.
Oh,
I found it to be
Captain
mid.
Captain Un-America, I
It
believe
was-
it's called.
And what was the drinker calling him? Captain America.
Mm.
He's like a composite, isn't he? He's got Ant-Man's mask and he's got
Falcon's wings.
Falcon's wings, the Captain America's shield. He's got the Black
thought-
Panther armor.
Is he not? Is he not that? Is he not the
It is
Falcon.
the Falcon, yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they have a new Falcon in this one.
Oh.
Of course, you got to replace.
Is
Gotta
the law?
backfill.
Is there law in place to support such a?
I got extremely confused about
Menagerie of armour.
timelines. But other than that, he had some exciting action scenes. You know, fast jets and
Right.
big
okay.
red Harrison Ford.
Yeah, he's like. Is he not like 90? He's in his early 80s, isn't he?
He's old.
Yeah.
He's old. He looks better as a CGI monster.
Yeah. Is he
Uh,
the president?
He is.
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't very good then.
Well, no, I enjoyed the film in that I didn't fall asleep during it, like the Batman.
Right.
But we spoke to a man on the way out who my wife knew, used to teach, and he said, I didn't like it. It's not really Marvel enough for me. All right, I didn't. What does that mean? Didn't ask him.
Not Marvel enough.
Not Marvel enough. So
It's got two Marvel then. No, it's not Marvel enough.
not Marvel enough. Yeah,
Right. okay.
maybe it means original Marvel. There was trailers for the Thunderbolts, which is like a sort of Avengers Light, I guess.
It's
Team
no,
up.
it's the
Anti
Suicide Squad, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
They're doing the Suicide Squad.
Well,
and then
With,
Fantastic Four.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, isn't there? Reboot
Maybe they got it
Rehash.
right this time.
with Pedro Pascal. Is that his name?
Renter at Star.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Is
Just
Mr.
stop.
Stretchy.
You don't have to say
Mr. Fantastic.
yes to every film you're asked to do, Pedro.
I mean,
Take
look,
a day
I
off.
mean, you know, we all like money, right?
he had a it has a nice look about it, but whether it'll be any good.
They've gone for like a
It's-
60s retro vibe,
Yeah.
haven't they?
Yeah, I think it. Well, I'll watch it.
I hope
I'll
it-
tell you what they mentioned in this film that they kind of glossed over in all previous Marvel films since the Eternals. That big giant thing in the ocean.
The Celestial.
Yeah, so that takes quite a bit of prominence in this.
What is that thing? The thing that's in the middle of
Celestial.
the planet.
No,
Yeah.
no one watched the Eternals, so
I know there's a big giant thing, isn't there? I think
Mm.
I did, but
No,
I can't remember it. I think
I saw about half an hour of it.
it was trash.
Well, they all have been for years now.
Mm.
But, you know,
Have you liked any? I have not liked any of them.
Any of
They've
the
all- any of
films?
the Marvel films since Endgame.
Uh,
I'm sure we've discussed this. at
even
least 10 times.
Endgame has lots of problems.
Oh wow!
yeah, it's been a
All
long
the,
time since I've been.
all the time travel nonsense, you know.
Well, there's multiple multiverses.
Yeah, they've ruined it. You know,
I mean,
that
that's
multiverse
in
of
the
madness shit.
comics, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't work. It just, well, fine. I just think it's shit.
I don't know.
I just think it's
None of them have got me excited.
Right.
Really?
Okay.
So
I think
Nothing's really
Infinity War was really good. The first of the last two, Infinity War.
Oh, when everyone
And then
when everyone died, Phil, you
it
enjoyed
was just
that.
a good film. It was well done. Well, there were stakes, weren't there?
There was stakes.
Yeah,
No,
not
there
like
was-
sirloin.
It was burritos, wasn't it?
And then was there a Spider-Man that came? Did Spider-Man come after that one?
No Way Home.
Was that the one with Gyllenhaal in it, or the first one?
No, that was something else, wasn't it?
Far from Home.
Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield.
No, the Tom.
Yeah, I think that
Tom
was
Hardy.
Far From Home because he went to France, didn't he?
Yeah,
And then it was No Way Home when he went into the Spider-Verse.
they just confused me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I watched Endgame last week because we finished the Marvel thing last
Wow.
week.
So
and
how long has that taken you? 2 months?
I don't know. Is there about 18 films, something like that?
Wow.
From Iron Man 1 to Endgame.
And did you do it all with DVDs purchased from the tip?
No, some were eBay,
Right.
some were the tip, some were St. Catherine's.
All
Oh.
physical media, though.
All physically, yeah, so I've got them all, yeah.
Or DVDs?
No, a mixture of Blu-ray and DVD. Sometimes the Blu-rays are cheaper
Laserdisc.
Really?
on eBay, yeah,
Wow.
sometimes.
That's interesting, isn't it?
So that's it, we're done now. The
Right.
Marvels.
Yeah, because it just stops
Did
now.
you watch the Marvels?
No.
What about Madam Web?
That's supposed to be funny. Like, so shit, it's funny,
Right, okay.
isn't it?
I
I've
don't
not
know.
seen it.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
not out. Well, I mean, I guess it's out on Disney now. Disney Plus.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just been.
Is it a
Russian-
Disney film or is it Sony? Because it's
No idea.
Spider.
Oh, it might be a Sony one
I
then.
think it's a Sony one.
Right, okay. That was supposed to be bad. That
So I
one,
don't know
guess.
what streaming platform that might be on Netflix, maybe.
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 No, but I heard it's quite funny. It's like, Neil Breen sort of style.
Brain. Oof. Strong.
I'm going to turn that TV off.
I'm just checking the chat. I'm not supposed to check the chat.
No,
Chicken
not
to
borrowing, no.
Nah.
Well, why is it there then?
The test toast.
To see if we've got any echoes. We
Right,
did
okay.
Endgame last week, so I continued my children's education in movies last night
Mhm.
with
With Nell and I.
True Lies.
Oh, that was one that was suggested a while ago. Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
from
From
one
me,
of-
obviously.
from you
Obviously.
with all the blowjob gags and stuff?
Yeah.
Am I getting it confused with True Romance?
Yes.
I don't know. Are
Yes.
you?
Christian Bale.
Yeah. No. No.
Slater.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
one of them.
Um,
There's only two. I think the wrong one.
yeah.
True Romance is an Arnie film,
Do someone.
Right.
so that was
No,
a major
True
selling.
Lies. True Lies is on.
Sorry,
on
True
film,
Lies.
is it?
Yeah. That was a major selling point for my eldest. It's like,
Okay.
oh, it's got the funny man in it.
That comedic actor.
Danny DeVito.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm.
Good,
He was
yeah.
on the edge of his seat at the end
Really?
with the Harrier jump jet scene.
Do it slowly.
Don't think I've ever seen it.
It's a brilliant film.
No.
It's Serge
5 Mats.
4, 3.5.
3.5. I'll give it 4. It's a solid 4.
Sir James Cameron.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Yeah, I think it was it the next film after Terminator 2 he did?
Oh, right.
I want
Oh,
to
yes.
say like 93, 94.
Yeah, and then he went off into his own world.
Avatar world.
Well, and then he did Titanic, the most popular film ever. And then he did the next popular film ever, didn't he? Which was Avatar.
What will he do next?
Well, he's made 4 or 5 Avatar films apparently. That he's made back to back.
Wow, who's the guy? Is he Australian? The guy from the
Yeah.
Avatar film? What's he called?
Mel Gibson.
I can't remember his name, but yeah. Sigourney Weaver was in the
Paul
first one.
Hogan.
He's dead.
Paul Hogan's died.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee.
I'm pretty sure he died recently. Yeah.
Okay,
You gotta.
I get a live
I
fact
might
check.
check. I
here.
might check that.
Ah.
Yeah, chat.
I
I
don't
can't,
know.
I can't
in
look at your
WrestleMania.
chat, but just.
I don't think he's dead. I'll let you know.
I think Paul Hogan has died in the last few weeks.
There was a video because they're always talking about who the next James Bond is going to be, and there was a video that went around of the casting calls, auditions they did when Daniel Craig was hired. So I think it might have been 2002, 2004, something like that.
I think his first one was 2006, wasn't it?
And one of the auditionees was the Australian guy from Avatar.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, shocking, absolutely terrible.
Oh, they showed the video.
The video of the audition, of him auditioning, doing one of the scenes from. It's
Casino
the
Royale.
Baccarat game where he's doing the Baccarat,
Yeah.
and he's talking to one of the love interests, I guess, a spy, female spy.
Good day, mate.
Will hit me. I'll take shake not stewed. Yeah, it's terrible.
Shaken, not stewed.
South Africa.
Vodka and martini with. How do you like it? Straight up with a twist.
Ben's communicating with the dogs now.
So yeah. Is he South African?
No.
What's he called?
What?
The Avatar man.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know his name.
I thought he was South African. Like,
No, he's Australian. Now he's not Scottish either.
so his audition leaked, but you know who else's audition leaked? Your man, The Witcher,
Jared.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
All right.
He must have been about 23, 24,
Yeah.
and he's nails it.
Does he
His
really?
audition, yeah, he's like, wow. I mean, he's just too young,
Too young,
but he's got that gravitas.
How old's he
and,
now?
He's about
He's
the
about
right
the same
age.
age as us, I think, isn't he? Cavill, about 41.
Yeah.
Still too young
42.
for Bond, maybe?
No, that's about the right age, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bond, yeah.
Unless you're Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
He's,
Is that a
he's
stage name?
older, surely. Roger Moore, it's like Pussy Galore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Roger Moore's dead, by the way.
What do you like to do, Roger Moore?
Oh, shame. The only how many living Bonds is there? 3. 3?
George Lazenby.
Is he alive?
Oh, I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
he's dead now.
Lazenby could be alive, and I think Pierce Brosnan is alive.
Yeah.
And Craig David. I think there's 4, and Timothy Dalton. Yeah.
Timothy Dalton's still alive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We would have heard if he
Still
died.
kicking.
Yeah.
Maybe Lazenby.
National Day of Mourning.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for his role in Flash Gordon.
I liked him in Quantum Leap.
Lash!
He played like a woodland leader named Flash Gordon. And they had that
Remember.
trial where there was like a tree stump with holes in. You had
Oh,
to
yes.
reach your hand into the hole, and if you were unlucky, you got poisoned by the scorpion and instantly died.
I remember that being, that's a core memory for me.
It
That
scarred
scene-
you.
Yeah, that scene has scarred me. Legend with the devil horns.
Mm.
That's one. That one,
Mhm.
where you're getting stung by the scorpion. And various Terminator scenes.
Do you think about it whenever you stick
What?
your hand in
Whoa.
a tree?
What about Mrs. Doubtfire when he puts his head in the pie?
Well, there's no jeopardy.
Hello! What number 2?
I mean, if that's your darkest moment in childhood film,
His brother's my favourite character in that movie. The guy who does the really camp guy. His
Yeah.
brother who does the mask.
mm.
Beautiful, darling. You look gorgeous.
How many times have you watched Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh,
with
it's
the
my kid's favourite film. It's like not even close. They love it.
Right.
Yeah. Can't argue with
I
that.
tried it, but couldn't get him to sit down to watch it. No,
Really?
don't like this. What's this? Give it some time. He
It-
dresses up as a woman. Soon.
It's like that first act. You've got to get through that first act before
Yeah.
mayhem.
I mean, it's quite dark to begin with. And, like, it's like
Yeah.
losing his family. He goes to court. His wife gets like full custody. He has to prove himself to have the kids. The kids hate him. And
he's
then
living in that beat up flat,
Yeah.
scraping a. Is he working?
I
Is
can't-
he an actor? A
he
voice
does-
actor,
he
isn't
does,
he?
He does cartoons, doesn't he? But keeps getting fired. Is the story
Right.
because he doesn't agree with what they're saying and stuff. Something about smoking, isn't it?
Smoking. What?
The echo is back again.
No, I
it's
think that's an old-
residual.
It's an old
Yeah.
comment. I think it's one who's catching up,
Oh,
not
right.
watching live, but the comments appear live. I hope.
Jeez. Oh god.
So, yeah, we've got a monitor especially for the chat.
Oh right, we're going back to this topic now. That I'm
I
not
thought
allowed
we
to
weren't
look
allowed
at.
to talk
I'm not
about
allowed
it.
to talk about it or look at it.
Yeah, I mean it's not for tonight.
Okay.
It's for next week when we have the guests. Really.
Okay.
Do you know how diligently we pay attention to the chat?
I mean,
Yes.
I try.
We've no excuse now. Got a monitor. It's a Dell Professional 22-inch monitor.
Did
Tell
you
us
buy
how many
that
people
new?
are in as well.
Hmm?
Tells us how many people are in again. We lost
Oh,
it
you
for a
can't
while.
trust that though.
You know?
No, and it's only 2 platforms that.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it gives you an indication. If there's 0, then it means something wrong. Probably,
Maybe.
maybe not. But yeah, no, it's not new. No, it's not new.
It's not new.
It's not a new monitor.
it-
Yes,
is
asked me if I bought it new.
Is it from the
you think
tip
I'm
again?
mad?
No.
No, I thought about the tip. I thought about the Chazzers,
Right.
the Chazzer shop.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I looked on eBay
Yes.
and then I thought, do you know what? People always wank on about Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
So I went on Facebook Marketplace.
£2. £3. £4.
I think
£5.
you. I
Might
think
be
you
a bit
spent
higher.
£22 on that monitor.
£22 for a Dell Professional.
I don't
Well,
know how much monitors
Have you seen how
are.
thick it is?
I
I think as far as how that's because it's old. It's like 10
It's a
years old.
CRT.
I mean, it is it has got a fairly thick, rounded back here.
That's because
it's got good.
that's because it's got like all sorts of guts in it. It's got USB ports and all sorts in
Oh,
it.
right.
Is it an actual AIO computer?
Well, I don't know what AIO is.
All in one.
No, it's just a screen with
Okay.
gubbins.
£20.
15.
Whoa.
And how much were they on Facebook? Well, that was Facebook.
About
Market-
30 quid on eBay.
Oh, right.
25 to 45. So I
Yeah.
got 2.
Oh.
Okay. right. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, she was selling 11 of them.
Oh, right. Okay.
You could have had a video wall.
I was thinking, yeah, I could build a jumbotron. I've got 5 outputs on the graphics card, so I might pick up another 3.
Oh my god.
What else could you put on it? What else would you like to see whilst doing the podcast other than the chat?
Porn? No, you could have like the guest camera
Yes.
on one when we're doing the.
Yeah, a research monitor for pulling up, checking facts and things.
Yeah, and I've not
Yeah.
even looked into OBS and the opportunities with how OBS could.
How we can fuck that up.
Because you can have like that screen on the main screen. That's called the program out. So that's what everyone else sees. But you have like standby screens and output screens. So you could do stuff on the standby screen without affecting the output stream.
Right. Okay.
Go to camera 2.
Yeah.
You could have all the video clips appear on the.
For us.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
You could, yeah. 15
Yeah.
quid. You've got 2 already.
Got to, yeah.
When you're going back.
I'm not going back. I think 2's enough.
2 more. You could have 2 either side. That'd be quite good.
Why? I mean,
It's for
just
symmetry.
to look like a studio.
Feng shui.
TV studio.
It's all lopsided now.
Yeah.
It's a feng shui, this place.
I have to get rid of fridge.
Oh no. Are
We don't
those
use it.
What's in it?
glucose
Nothing.
tablets still in it?
Oh, God.
Whatever's in there has been in there for about 5 years. So.
Is it
I don't
your
open
sweets
it.
from China will be in there?
They definitely
The
will.
COVID.
Chinese nanobots.
Yeah, the
Fuck, I'm not owning that.
the flu sweets will be in there.
Oh, fuck.
And I definitely remember eating those glucose tablets. that
You
were
know,
in
there'll
there
be
as well.
some meatsters in there as well.
Oh yeah, the meatster phase of the podcast.
I'll have to.
He's howling again.
I'll have to get like a baseball bat when I open it. Right.
Get back!
I mean, the meatsters will have been feeding off the glucose tablets.
If
And
there was-
combined with the
If there was any kind of living entity in there,
it would be a meatster.
I've created a culture.
It's a full ecosystem.
It's a culture, yeah.
And it's lived in permanent darkness.
Oh, yeah, with with low oxygen.
It's
Yeah.
like pitch black. I need to get
Yeah.
someone call Vin Diesel.
Need to shine your retinas. Isn't that what they did on that film?
Schrodinger's fridge.
Mm,
Kind of want to open it.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do live. Anything could happen.
yeah.
I think we. Come on. What if there's like poison gas in it?
Freon.
I don't want to die on stream. I'll open it in a
Not tonight.
more properly ventilated.
Gonna use a stick.
A stick
You'll have
to-
to video it. Video the contents. Video the opening. Put it up as a short.
The opening
It
ceremony.
quite aptly has Tutankhamun's face mask on it as well.
Yeah, it's a time capsule.
It is, isn't it?
Maybe I won't open it. I'll just unplug it and take it out.
And throw it in the bin.
Chuck it
I
off-
mean,
chuck it over
in the
railway
bin.
line. Leave it for another 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything in there.
I think it has CFCs in it.
Oh,
I don't think they have them in anymore, do they? Fridges.
Ah.
I think they use something else. That was a big thing, wasn't it? For the
the ozone layer.
do you remember that? That was the nuclear war and the ozone layer and acid rain.
Acid rain, yeah.
I'm reading a book at the minute which was talking about the perils of having a hole in the ozone layer.
Mm.
In 2002.
And it was over Antarctica, if I remember correctly. The whole
Yeah.
Oh,
Where is it
right.
now?
it's healed itself,
Yeah.
pretty much, hasn't it? I believe.
Climate crisis over.
I'm sure that's what. Well, it started to heal itself. People just don't talk about it anymore, do they?
I moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
It wasn't engaging enough.
No.
No one cared,
No one wrote a song about it.
did they not?
I don't think so.
I'm sure there was songs, but I mean, there was no internet then, was there? Well, it was in its infancy, shall we say, at that point when it was a big deal.
AOL. Dial-up.
Mm.
How do I sound?
Fine.
Fine, good.
Sounds good to me.
Quality.
They're only about 25 quid on eBay, these microphones.
Dynamic.
Yeah, small capsule. They're large capsule.
Like an SM58.
Yep, it is. Yeah,
Good.
a knockoff. Lighter though. Known for the weight. An SM58. The build
The
quality.
heft. The
Yeah.
knocking back fans.
Whether they're like that. Yeah, doing the old windmill. Whether they still hold up, I don't know. I remember our singer dropping one in his pint once.
Fuck's sake.
That'd be right.
Still worked
Yeah, yeah.
for a bit. Oh my god. It's called the this like metal perforated bit.
Not the diaphragm, no.
No, that's the sensitive bit. Can't remember. God, totally. This basket that screws on top. It was brown with spit rust.
His or this particular one?
No, not this. This is mine. His is one that went in the pint.
Oh,
It
right.
was absolutely the grimmest.
Oh, God.
The webcam just fell on the floor.
Oh,
Just
no.
leave it. It's looking at Han. Hey, you can just watch the wire. There's not a lot on it, but you can give people a tour if you want, Matt. Well, there's Ben. Ben's actually here.
There's
It's Han in carbonite.
Han in carbonite there, yeah. There's is that? Can you see? Oh, no,
What?
it's that way.
The fridge.
There's the fridge there, yeah. With the Ecto one, it's not really. It is a Rubik's cube. I'm
Oh,
not-
that's the screen. People can see the screen. That people never see the
Yeah,
screen.
look,
show,
that's-
show,
I know. But I
show
can't-
and tell.
You said the wire's short.
No, it's
It's round it.
it's wrapped. It's wrapped around some. It's wrapped around Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
There you go. And now it's wrapped around something else. There you go. You got a bit of play now.
yeah. There we go.
See, look, there's the screen. Can we
Yeah.
create an infinity?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Show people the new monitor, Matt.
You're very excited about the new monitor, aren't you? Look, there's the monitor. There's the chat. Looks, it's big. So it's all blurred out for data protection reasons.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah. And here's
That crotch.
she has really big boobs. There's me.
Maybe we should do this more often.
Yeah.
Well,
It's killed like 3 minutes, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's the ceiling. Look, there's a pirate. There's
Pirate radio, man. Jolly
Yeah.
Roger on the ceiling.
a Jolly Roger.
Top
There
of
we
the
go.
bookshelf.
Is everyone Is everyone gone silent in the chat because they're just amazed?
It's not going to stay there, surely. Oh, gosh. Put it on something flat, you retard.
Why am
Why are you retarded? I don't know.
I being cold?
Trying to balance it on a mic
I was
stand.
going to wrap it round it.
Right.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's a good shot of the beer.
There you go. What's wrong with that?
That's fine.
is
No, it's
fine.
good. Good job.
Exactly.
Nice.
See?
Hey, I got promoted this week.
In your
Did
own
you?
business.
I got promoted domestic engineer, first class, with honours.
Ooh, with it.
What does this
Oh,
mean?
So, you know, I've been having a nightmare with electronics recently.
Oh, because you might have fixed something.
My laptop broke. I put a new screen on my laptop.
Nice.
How difficult was that?
Piece of piss.
Really?
20 minutes, half an hour.
Ribbon cable.
Does it just? How do you get it? How do you get the screen out? Does it unscrew or something?
Open it up
Mm-hmm.
and then turn it sideways
Mm.
and then just hit it in the back with a hammer. Smash it in the back with a hammer and the screen will just fall out.
Right. Okay. Was that successful?
Yeah, it's works a trick.
Right. Okay.
No, it's a little fucking plastic bezel. You just beast mode.
Right. Okay.
Pull it off.
Right.
And it just it had some sort of adhesive around it.
Right.
So, you know, that came away.
Okay.
New screen, a plug, little tiny fiddly plug, tiny,
Mm-hmm.
and screen on, bezel back in, jobs are good and
Right.
Fanny's your aunt.
How much was the
Don't
screen?
listen to these guys, these YouTube guys. Oh, you've got to take it back off and disconnect your battery, otherwise you could cause serious problems to the logic gating of your machine if you don't disconnect the battery before doing anything like this.
Right. Okay. What
Just be careful.
did you electrocute yourself?
No,
Did
no,
you-
it turned on while I was doing it. There's so the screen, the top cover has a little magnet. You ever wonder how your laptop knows that you've opened it to switch
Mm.
itself on? There's a little magnet
Mm-hmm.
which must operate a micro switch somewhere in the base of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I flipped it up and I put it down and up again or something while I was fucking around putting the new screen in and it turned on. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It works.
Was
I
it
think
like
it's about 40 quid, I think, for a new screen.
like the Millennium Bug, just fake news?
Just, you know, yeah, I guess. I mean, what can I say? It worked. I didn't have to take the battery out.
Okay.
Some like old laptops, you used to be able to just pop the battery out
Yeah.
without unscrewing anything.
Yep.
But these slim modern things, you've got to fucking do a load of screws and take the back off of it to get the battery these days.
Have you ever had a swollen battery in a laptop? That's pretty.
A swollen
Yeah,
battery?
it pushes the case out.
No.
Bad news.
How
Because
does
they're
that
all
happen?
lithium-ion batteries. If they get slightly damaged, they can swell up and then start
Oh.
off-gassing. And
Right. No.
next thing you know, you're on a local news outlet talking about electric bikes or whatever, scooters.
Well, saying that, you know, you mentioned my power pack.
Mm.
I have a little power pack. Well, I have two of them that I rotate for my work phone. And I used to, beforehand, I used to have one on charge when I went to bed,
Mm.
ready for the morning, and I don't do that anymore. I don't leave them plugged in overnight or
Right.
when no one's in the house.
Mm.
You
For that
charge your
reason.
phone overnight. Or,
No,
you know, shit.
no.
Just charge it at people's houses, customers' houses. Just cheaper,
Need
isn't
to
it?
check this new USB socket's working, love.
Yeah, just need
That's
to
6
check that
hours.
there's enough power coming through to power this battery the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just my, you know, maybe I'm being paranoid, but I don't like the idea of leaving them plugged in overnight
Ooh.
downstairs when everyone's upstairs asleep.
You leave your fridge plugged in.
No lithium in that.
No.
And it keeps the food cold.
What?
Um, Yeah, I think there's a lot of charging goes on overnight in our house still. We just trust the process. We just trust Apple and their iPads.
Well, that's it. Gotta put your trust somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting side note as far as Apple and trust goes.
Well, with them getting rid of the super secure thing, the end-to-end corruption, encryption even.
Just for the UK market.
Yeah, because the government asked them to.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but now I just want to have a file that's super encrypted on my phone that says, London Bridge has fallen or something.
Well, they're going after all of them. Well, except in America. They haven't had to do it in America either. But Telegram was another one, wasn't it? That they arrested the man.
Yeah.
Who invented Telegram when he landed in France, I believe, a while ago. Because that's a similar sort of issue, isn't it? That it's end-to-end encrypted. You can't crack it unless you're
So
in
they
it.
say.
Yeah.
I think everything's pretty much crackable, given enough
cracking.
time and elbow grease. But yeah, essentially, iPhones are less secure now than they used to be. I mean, this service isn't available to Android users anyway. It's purely an Apple thing.
Yes.
And I believe it
super encrypt like a folder or something.
I don't know how it works. I'm not an Apple user.
It was a service, wasn't it? It was an additional service, I think, when I was reading about it.
Not that you had to pay for. You had to just opt into.
Right.
And it meant that even Apple couldn't see your
gubbins.
It'll be things like location tracking and all the rest of it. And maybe, I don't know. But, I mean,
Yeah, so you can be tracked and all the rest of it. I mean, I'm pretty much I think the Daily Mail tracks my location. That's why everything's free on there, isn't it? So,
well, it's cookies, isn't it?
They've been in your answer phone messages.
I mean, my phone now has. I don't know if yours does it, and all of them do it, but it just blocks numbers. It doesn't like the look of. So, and the other day I went into my spam text folder and phone things, and there's hundreds of missed calls. And tens of text messages. It's just fucking chucked in there, basically.
Shit.
All from you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No. Or from in these internet. So they come. I don't know if you've noticed now. It used to be that you would get like an 020 number or 01, whatever, 0161 number would pop up and it would be like selling. Did you not get the cold callers?
Yeah, constantly.
But now it comes up as a mobile number.
Right.
So and it started just bidding them basically, and it's spam. Must recognise it for some reason.
Oh, that's cool.
Good. I get calls from like Wales and Birmingham and London every week.
Don't answer them.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
Don't know anyone in Wales. Bye.
I'll be the King of Wales offering to
know,
transfer some monies over.
Prince of Wales.
Yeah. Why would he answer our calls to give him the Duchy of Cornwall?
Yeah. Maybe I do you think I maybe have some blue blood in me?
You have some blue balls and all that in you.
Yeah, really. Fix the Dyson as well.
Oh, so you did fix it in the end?
Yeah. So I've got a Dyson V10 handheld. I found out it was
right
with a faulty trigger.
Yeah.
And I went on Amazon.
The trigger of death.
You get a new trigger. I didn't know. I assumed she was hoovering, and she didn't. She's
so angry, isn't she?
Oh, fucking Raj! Oh, why is this not charging? What are you on about? It's not charging.
He's roused from his slumber.
She's perfectly pleasant.
So it goes in, and you press the button, nothing happened. And you put the charger cable in, and normally a little blue light comes in. It goes, blop, blop, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and nothing's happening. And I looked at the trigger and thought, that looks shallow. It doesn't look like it's out as far as it should be. I said, does that trigger look right to you? Does that look... I don't know! All right, I'm only asking, like... I think the trigger's broken. And obviously, if the trigger's pulled in, it's going to just run the battery down. And of course, it won't charge because it's just the trigger's telling it to run constantly. So I gambled and I went on Amazon and bought a new trigger.
From a Colt 45.
A Winchester. Yeah, I got a new red trigger for like a £5 or something. In fact, it was £7. I paid an extra £1.50, I think, because they give you a little screwdriver set with a load of weird bits. And I thought, do you know what? These fucking Dyson wankers are going to put some random shitty screw in that you've got to buy a special screwdriver.
Are they not like Torque screws?
Torques, yeah, like a T25 or a...
Tiny Torque screws.
Yes, there were similar things for my simple battery replacement, Philip.
3 screws for the battery. 3, they're not even Torque screws, them.
Oh, right, okay.
The standard screws. So I watched a YouTube video. Right, yeah. This looks, he's making it look really easy on YouTube.
Did you have to buy a soldering iron?
No.
Oh.
No soldering was required.
Oh.
I have a soldering iron.
Good.
So, watch the video, starts taking it to bits, and what a twat. What a fucking twat of a job.
Yeah.
They like to get to, you got to take the whole thing to bits to get at the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got these, so I get my new screwdrivers, not worth a wank. Might as well throw them in the fucking bin. Try to take the first screw out, and it's just rip it. It's head of the screwdriver's just disintegrating. You're going to fuck the screw up for me, aren't you? And then what's going to happen? I'm going to have to drill out a frigging screw on this Dyson shit bag. So it turns out that I had the screwdrivers required.
Oh.
And needle nose pliers.
Oh.
They're a must. But hey, you take the main round bit, like the cyclone, that comes out. Battery comes off. 3 screws, piece of piss. Then you've got to get out the trigger assembly.
Would you say that replacing a trigger is an order of magnitude more difficult than replacing a trigger?
I'd say don't attempt it unless maybe you have some experience fixing things.
Okay.
Because it's not straightforward.
Right.
I nearly broke it putting it back together. I nearly snapped a circuit board putting it back together.
Oof.
Yeah, you've got to undo. There's a bit you get and then you got to flip this cover over that gets you to the circuit board because you've got to disconnect the trigger assembly from the circuit board, right? It's fucking fiddly as shit, man.
How many times?
Really fiddly.
How many times did you have to pause and replay the instructional video?
Several 100 times.
That's what I mean. That's the worst bit. Going, fuck.
And doing it backwards.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss a step out putting it back together. And there's a bit where there's like a circuit board and it's got 2 screws that hold the positive and negative from the battery. You've got to undo them and lift these wires up with long nose pliers. And then on the video, it says, next you disconnect this plug. And it's a plug that comes from the trigger assembly up the handle onto the circuit board. And on the video, it's like what you'd say, like a 10 mil square plug. It's what you see in loads of like burglar alarm panels, for example, that connect your battery to and you just pull it out like that. In this one, I shit you not, this plug is 2 mil by 4 mil.
Oh my God.
I had to get a pair of tweezers to fucking pull the fucker out. I didn't even know if I was pulling the right bit. I've never seen a plug so small. It's like, am I actually pulling the socket off the circuit board? Am I pulling the plug out? You don't know. Never seen a plug so small. So once that's out and you're 2 wires, then you can release the trigger mechanism out the handle. You got to pull it down, pliers again, long nose pliers, just to get the shitty piece of plastic.
What was broken then?
The actual trigger has the shitty thin piece of plastic like that with a spring.
Okay.
And the new one is actually slightly thicker.
Ah, there we go.
So better designed.
Yes.
But the way they make you go, it's like the unit was built around this piece of shit plastic. You got to take the whole thing to bits to get at it.
Was there an outstanding recall?
It made me thinking, how many fucking Dysons are in scrap heap
Because of the
for this £3 piece of shit plastic.
You could create a giant Dyson suit.
Sphere?
Yeah. Like a hoovering suit with all the cyclone bits.
Oh, God. So, yeah, I got the new trigger in and putting it back together. And there's a bit where you've got to put the cyclone back on. And that's when I just switched off for 10 seconds and I nearly snapped the circuit board that is on the speed selector. By pushing it, you push these two parts together and this circuit board had lifted up like that. So I nearly snapped it in half. But, so, yeah, I would say don't attempt unless you've got a good amount of patience and preferably some sort of experience fixing shit. Otherwise, you're probably going to break it or get fed up with it. It's like there'll be a screw, like you're holding the handle there, and there's a screw here that you can't see. You've got to put this screwdriver in and feel for the screw to release it, and then you've got to get the thing back in. Like reaching a screwdriver, I had to hold the screwdriver up with the screw on top and lower the handle onto it and try and line it up. What a nightmare! Hour and a half it took me.
Oh, not that bad.
It's all right.
Yeah.
There's guys online who are doing it for £50.
Right.
So I think they must have it down to an hour.
Yeah.
Which I think I probably could if I'd done, with practice, but I wouldn't want to do it again. Shit job. But yeah, I got loads of praise for fixing the laptop and the Hoover.
Nice.
Zero.
Ah, 0.
The effort was not recognised within the house. The household.
It's expected of me.
Ah.
You fix shit. Fix this.
Nothing. Not even like a cuddle. No, not even a praise. Sometimes I have to remind her and say, "Praise me." And she goes, "Oh, well done." And she goes, gives me a kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have been more playful. I didn't even think to ask, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just well trained.
Yeah.
Don't expect
You're a trained monkey.
I am essentially
Yes.
shaved.
Well, you're not even shaved now.
Not even shaved.
Not even shaved. Can't even do that right. No.
On the port tonight.
2019.
Again, going back to the
a classic.
going back to our roots. I used to have
think-
a port and several joints. The first 100 episodes or so.
Yeah, those were dark days.
They were dark days.
When you were going through
I loved it.
an entire bottle of port in an hour.
I had a whale of a time.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, man.
Got out on a bike yesterday.
Oh, good.
It was warm and
good.
It was
sunny.
the sun was out yesterday.
was
The sun
nice.
was sunning, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
It was good. It was a good couple of hours of mental health.
Where did you
top
go?
up.
Where'd you go?
Just through the trough, Bowland and round the Ribble Valley, and then ended up at the inn at Whitewell, which is nice.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where
it's
the
good there.
photo?
Yeah.
Me and my wife stayed
Yeah,
there
that's-
last year.
Yeah, don't you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
nice.
book normally if you want to eat there?
I just had a coffee. And
It wasn't
Yeah.
that busy. I mean, it's pretty busy, but
It's got a good rep, hasn't it? for
it
being
has a
good
restaurant.
food? Yeah.
it
and
does.
and then
It's
it
very
has
nice.
and then it has a pub eatery as well.
Mm.
So, it has a formal dining room, and then where the swill
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
two could go with your leathers if you so wished.
Yeah,
It's
it was good.
nice. It's nice, isn't it?
Very
the Trough
nice.
of Bowland.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mm.
Nice weather, nice. Wasn't too busy.
Mm.
There's cars and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Relaxing. People, it's such a head turner, that bike. It's so fucking loud as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's great. People were asking to take photos with it outside the pub. So
Oh, right. Like this?
not with me, like. Yeah, it's good. Nice. Nice day.
I got to play headers and volleys and cuppies for 2 hours in the road
That sounds awful.
yesterday. And then I had to
Headers and volleys.
well, maybe not headers and volleys.
Say, like,
Half volleys.
the kids are a bit young for headers and volleys.
What's wrong with Kirby?
I've only got one curb
Oh,
on
right.
the road. I know. Yeah, they're never going to get to play it. Plus, the road over the road at the bottom.
You have
of
to
the road,
explain what Kirby is.
Everyone
This could be a northern thing or a Lancashire thing or a Preston thing.
Well, chat. Do you know what Kirby is?
Explain
we'll
in the
tell
meantime.
you. So Matt's on one side of the road and I'm on the other side of the road, and there are no cars coming.
Yes, obviously.
Because it's 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the cars are black. It's just they just came in one color back then. Everything was in
Mustard.
sepia tones.
And you have a ball,
What size ball?
a football, a size 5 football. It has to be, otherwise it won't work. Well, or it'll be more difficult.
Yep.
And you have to throw it at the curb, but you've got to get it so it bounces back at you from the curb.
So for our American friends, the curb is the edge of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Kick it to the curb. I think it's the same
The
name. No?
curbs?
It's curb, yeah. Pavement.
Bite
is
the curb.
yeah. Oh god, that's American history. Yeah. So, and then you get to go to the middle, don't you? If you hit the curb, you get to go to the middle of the road
Oh
and
yes,
stand on
you
the line.
do. I've forgotten that bit.
And then you have to do it again, and then you win.
Do you not get 3 goes bouncing it off the curb and catching it if you're in the middle?
I don't know. Is that what it is?
Shit, I can't remember the
I
important
can't remember.
rules.
I don't know. I can't remember what the middle bit meant. I think you got to the middle bit. There we go. Look, played it in the Northern Ireland.
Yeah, in
the
the north
80s.
of the island of Great Britain. That's where we are. Right?
Yeah. And then in the middle, something in the middle, and you got 3 goes at doing it in the middle. Maybe if you got it again in those 3 goes, you won the
What
set.
do you win? Oh, the set. Right, I see.
You
Yeah.
win the game or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I remember it being insanely fun as like
Yeah.
a 7-year-old.
It was great. The problem is that the road at the end of my road is too wide.
Cul-de-sac.
It's probably like double the width of a normal road, and so is the one behind us is really wide as well. I'm
That's
just busy
shit.
all the time. That's the issue, isn't it?
Do you not have like 4 breeze blocks? You can create your own curbs.
Maybe that's what I should. That's a good idea. I have some concrete blocks that are
And get the
weighting
kids to
down a
stand
parasol.
on 'em, and then they won't move when the ball hits.
I don't think it would move anyways. So
No.
they're so heavy.
Oh, okay.
Big blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do that then.
Top
There's
tip.
too many cars down your road to play Kirby as well, isn't there?
Oh, I wouldn't play on here.
They're
cheers.
missing out, aren't they?
Yeah,
Could you play down your road if you wanted
definitely.
to? Could you?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Let's all
Right.
go
Used
to yours.
Play British Bulldogs in the street.
In the street, like feral
Oh.
children.
20 of us.
Wow.
You kids.
No.
Yeah.
Used to play hide and seek in the road and water fights. And
Used to shout abuse at older teenagers and then run away.
Yeah. Set fire to things, that kind of thing,
I don't
fields.
think I set fire to anything.
No.
Me and my brother used to play football. Me and my brother used to play football. And there was a guy at the end of our road had a Lotus.
Oh.
I think it was,
Ilan,
might have been an Elan.
Like
It might
a-
have been old. It's probably older.
wide one.
That's early 90s, the Elan. Really
Esprit.
made him for a couple of years. And he used to come razzing down my mum and dad's road. I had to go around. One day, my
Oh.
dad went round and told him he was going to kill him if he didn't get a grip of his shit.
Wow.
Wow.
What did he do? Did he never speed again?
I think he moved house.
Wow. Shit.
The Irish mafia sent round.
Don't
Yeah.
mess.
No.
Got me thinking because I went to look at a job for a customer
Mhm.
on Friday, and he's a bike guy.
Oh yeah.
Into bikes. He's downsizing. Got a load of them. And as I was coming away, I looked down
What's
this
he
long.
getting rid of?
I don't know. I can ask him.
Yeah, ask him. Yeah.
I looked down. There's like a long stretch down to his garage, and
Yeah.
there was an old car in there, H-Reg. And I went, "What's that old car?" And he went, "It's a Lotus Elan."
Ah.
Not running, I don't think.
Mm.
But so we got talking about.
Yeah, they're
Lotuses.
quite small. My neighbour's got a Lotus Elan. Again, H-Reg. So they must be.
He only met him for a couple of years. He said.
Yeah, they must be all
The
over
early
the place.
90s, 92, I think he said it was maybe.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Nice. It's just like an MX. Rover engine. But yeah, Lotus. Wedgie.
I fancied. Do you remember that one they brought out about 20 years ago when Top Gear was popular?
An Elise.
Elise.
Oh, Elise, yeah.
That was a little one, wasn't it?
Was the
Was it in
hairdresser's car.
Vauxhall? Was it Vauxhall?
They did a VX220, I think, the Vauxhall. That was their, like...
There was a Vauxhall
fancy car.
2-seater, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yes. Briefly.
Dagenham Dustbin.
That what
It's Vauxhall
So
Dagenham.
what they called
I
it?
don't know. Possibly.
The Dagenham Dustbin.
Maybe that's Ford.
Mate, I think Ford is Dagenham. Vauxhall's Ellesmere Port, isn't it? Maybe it is now. Don't know.
It
what
was
then.
Range Rover, Land Rover, Range Rover.
That's
Ellesmere.
Halewood.
Is that in Liverpool?
Yeah.
Right.
Jaguar Land Rover. There was a Jaguar XJ220 as well that I've just been reminded of. That was like a super sporty,
Whoa, I remember that
smooth
one.
thing.
I'm sure I had a poster of that on
Yeah.
my wall when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Supercar.
Is
Yeah,
that the one that Mr.
really
Bean
good.
had and he crashed it?
He had
Don't
a
know.
McLaren F1, didn't he?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
he
was
did,
the McLaren, wasn't it? Yeah, he crashed.
Yeah, he's got some weird cars. Petrol head.
Yes. Bean is a car man, isn't he?
He
Best
is.
thing about the Johnny English films, cars, he picks what cars go in the films.
Right. Well, he's got some good taste. Some good cars in those films. Saw a Ferrari the other day and it was like an SUV. It was like a
I've seen one of them.
yeah, Ferrari badged SUV.
Yeah,
Like, what's the point? You just get a Tiguan or something.
Well, Porsche started it, didn't they?
Well, again, what's the
Yeah.
point? Just get a Tiguan. Like a Touareg is a V6 if that's what you're after.
There's a Lamborghini one as well. They
There
all
is a
do them.
Lamborghini. Yeah, what's
And
going
a Bentley
on?
one and a Rolls Royce one.
Is that just enshittification?
It's just big. There's more people with more money, isn't there? So you want to have something that's different. And they all
But
want.
not necessarily good.
Yeah, I mean, they're not, not what they are intended to do, those companies, to make large utility vehicles.
For the small penis.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The guy down the road was doing something with his Ferrari the other day when I was walking dog.
The guy down the road with his Ferrari. There's a guy
Yeah.
down your road who has a Ferrari.
If you go down here, turn left,
Yeah.
past the shops. I won't say which house it is, but you go past the shops and there's an house with a big double garage, and there's a Ferrari in there.
Oh.
And I was walking dog it must have been Was it yesterday then? No, it's Friday, I think, after work. I was walking dog, and it was in the garage, and the engine was doing like a
Diagnostic.
it was like playing a tune. A boring tune. It was doing like he was doing like 3 notes. I thought, oh, he's not doing that with the pedal. He must be doing something to it, tuning it or checking something or whatnot. What a fucking racket!
Yeah.
I don't know what. I don't know. I won't know. It doesn't look like. It's not an 80s style. It's not like a Testarossa. No, I'm guessing it's probably from the 90s or early 2000s or something.
An F40.
No, if it was an F40, I would.
£2 billion, aren't they?
Yeah.
I had a picture. On my wall as a kid, I had a Lamborghini Countach on my wall. I had a Ferrari F40.
Nice.
I think that was it. The rest was just airplanes. Tornado, interdictor strike.
Where did it all go wrong, Phil?
What do you mean?
There's
What
not
went
a
wrong?
single airplane in this room.
What's wrong with me?
A giant man in carbonite on the wall.
What's wrong with that?
There are no planes here.
No.
Chris from Street Farm was gobsmacked when I said I had a
A hand in carbonite.
hand in carbonite.
Full size.
And we were doing a video thing. I said, I can't turn because the camera's screwed to the wall. I said, I can't turn it to show you. So I had to send him pictures. He's like, whoa, where'd you get that from?
Well, there's a story.
Some guy in Leyland.
Has the original...
Mole.
Yeah.
Got the drool.
I know, yeah. That always made me feel a bit
Yeah,
sick.
Han Solo has a little bit of drool coming out of
Yeah.
the corners of his mouth.
Who's
Yeah,
those
it's pretty
bad
accurate, I
smells?
would say. I don't think that's a homemade mould. I think that's from the one.
That is
They
his
say aye.
face, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Isn't
Got 6 fingers on this end.
That is Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that was recast. You know,
Oh,
That's it.
who
Who
was
was it
who was
gonna
the
be?
original Red Hulk then?
William Hurt died
Oh,
Oh.
and plays Ross.
oh, in the first film.
From Friends.
Was he in the first film? No.
What do you mean the first film?
Oh,
First,
in one of the Iron Mans, there's a.
in the cinematic universe, yeah, the guy Ross, yeah.
right.
It was William Hurt, but he passed away, didn't he? Last year, was it? Maybe?
right.
Or the year before? Mind you, they've been making this
Sokovia
for years,
Records.
haven't
I don't know.
they? Yeah. Well, they had to do extensive reshoots on it, didn't they? After test screening, because it bombed so hard
Right.
with the test audiences. So they spent another like 100 mil, I think, reshooting.
Oh no.
Yeah.
A lot
Who
of people
cares?
in the credits to pay.
Yeah. A lot of CGI nonsense, I presume.
Mm.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's all right. Just to film it. Passes the time. There's a Taco Bell in Preston now, you know.
Hmm?
Now you do.
Yeah, I
Where
forgot
is
to
it?
send the article to the Element server.
Haha.
Where is it?
Next to the cinema, the new
Yeah.
cinema.
Under,
Oh.
the cinema,
Okay.
under the cinema, isn't it?
It's, yeah.
Sorry, you're the.
Yeah, you go in and you
Cinema
go up
expert
some
now.
stairs to the cinema. So it's, I would say it's next to the cinema entrance.
Okay.
Yes, it's probably under
Is there another restaurant called
A
Argento
restaurant?
or something?
Argento Lounge. Yeah, it's like a cafe bar.
Mm.
Las Iguanas is opening, which is
Yeah.
quite good. Nice restaurant though.
National chains, yes. In Preston.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's going to take over the world.
I know, yeah, it's
You
coming.
know, Demolition Man.
Yeah. It has been foretold, hasn't it?
It has.
Piss of salt. John Spartan, salt has been illegal since 2023. Someone give me a Marlboro. What a film. It's fucking awesome, that film.
Do you think they'll
I'll stop
remake
wanking
it?
about it.
What would it be like as a remake?
I mean, you could just cast them again. You wouldn't have to recast it.
None of they're all alive. Who is the baddie?
Raymond Cocteau from the Cocteau twins. He might have passed away, actually. He was a Shakespearean actor, wasn't he?
It's not the borrower guy, is it? Who's in the Fifth Element?
The Fifth Element. Is it?
It's not him, is it? I can't remember. Or is it the other older Shakespearean guy who's still alive? Derek Jacobi.
It's not Derek Jacobi. It's not.
Right.
In
No.
the Night Garden.
Yeah. He's been baddies and stuff, I'm sure he has.
Yeah.
Derek Jacobi.
Is Derek Jacobi the narrator of The Night Garden?
He's-
Yes, he
certainly
is.
is.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Oh well. Every day's a school day.
Here comes the Ninky Nonk.
Yeah.
Here comes the Plinky Plonk.
The naughty Nunu.
What were the twins called?
What, in the Night Garden?
Yeah,
The Cocteau twins, you just said?
Twins.
it was twins.
Macca.
Well, Macapaca was not a twin.
Do you mean the.
He was like Chewie. He was like Chewbacca. You had the guy with the blanket. Iggle Piggle. No?
Yeah, Eagle
Yeah,
Piggle,
Eagle
yeah.
Piggle.
Upsy Daisy.
Oopsie Daisy.
Fucking, I've got the oldest kids here. I'm pulling out my ass.
It wasn't really a thing
Do you
in our
not-
house.
Not get into it.
Not
They
really.
went straight to
I was at work.
Sonic.
Went straight to Sonic.
Pick a Macapaca.
Twins? What twins?
It was twins as well, yeah. Like a pair.
Thingy and Thingy. Pinky and Perky.
Yeah, something like that.
It's the next door neighbours thing, the little tiny things I can remember.
Oh, yes.
The
one was blue and one was red.
Puddletons.
Yeah.
there were two families, weren't there?
Yeah.
One wore hats
the
and
red
one-
team and the blue team.
Yeah.
The white hats.
Yeah.
and the Illuminati.
The Bolsheviks.
The Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks.
It would be like just simple Protestants versus Catholics. Is it not?
Yeah.
Just instilling that idea of difference
Yeah.
from an early age.
Yes, exactly.
Clarity. Spiritual alchemy. That's
Exactly.
what it all
Yeah.
boils down to.
That's
But the Reds, it was always the Reds. It was never the Blues that came out. It was always the Red neighbours for some reason.
Well, your eye always sees red first,
Right. Okay.
doesn't it? Recognises red before any other colour.
something to
Biological,
do-
evolutionary
that like redshift
mechanism.
and blue shift as well from an astronomical thing. It's
Oh.
red, it's moving towards you, or if it's blue, it's moving away, or something to do with that.
I
It's
don't know.
to do with wavelengths. Well, red's the first
In the
on the
spectrum.
spectrum, yeah. I don't know.
Is that why blood is red then?
But yeah, it's only red because we see it and call it red. It might be different colour to someone else. My red might be totally different to your red as well.
I remember thinking about this. How do we know that?
Mm.
We all think grass is the same colour.
But
It
yeah,
might
we
be
say
different
like,
to you.
this is orange, but I'm seeing grey. You might see a different colour, but you call it orange because everyone calls it orange.
Mm.
You've noticed?
Because it's been labelled. It's got a label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't actually experience our own thoughts.
You need to be saving this for next
Just
week.
labels.
When we talk about hyperdimensional consciousness.
Oh no.
Oh, it's going to be ace. My favourite subject.
Brilliant.
Hyperdimensional consciousness. is Phil's
External dimensions.
favourite. Oh no.
Come on.
Yes.
Lines, planes, cubes.
A line is an infinite amount of dots,
Yeah.
and
A plane is
plane.
an infinite amount of lines.
an infinite amount of planes is
Is
A cube.
basically what's been happening this year. Lots of airplane crashes.
it would be. Where would they all fit?
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh.
The universe is infinite, or some people would like to think that anyway.
I don't know. I think the jury's out on how infinite the universe is.
Mm.
It's such a difficult concept to grasp.
Well, the way I look at it is it has a beginning.
And therefore,
It's not infinite.
How do you know it has a beginning?
yeah.
Well, I'm just going off Big Bang,
Give me one
Alright.
miracle.
and I'll explain the rest.
Yeah.
Terence McKenna, that I think.
Yeah.
Quote.
That's mine as well.
I mean, yeah, throw out the Big Bang then, because I think time is a man-made construct. Time is the fourth dimension.
It is.
It's just our monkey brains can't perceive the fourth dimension, so it's expressed in our perceptual awareness as time.
Isn't it our perception of the transfer of energy?
How do you mean?
Like entropy and enthalpy.
What time is the expression
It's
of
just
entropy?
the way we measure it, we understand it.
It's our perception. We perceive it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's actually all happening all the time,
In all
synchronistically,
directions.
everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's a snake eating its own tail.
Yeah.
It's the ever expanding now. The present is eternal.
Jesus.
Why do we see death as an end and birth as a start then? Just because
Yeah.
we can't.
Because we can't
We
perceive
perceive
outside
it, yeah.
outside of that,
We're so short.
unless you listen to past masters who explain that these things aren't this temporal illusion is a barrier of your own perception. We're all eternal. We're the
We are
eternals.
we are the eternal. Is there a giant thing in the sea then?
Going to end up in the sea. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of perception.
Right.
Oh,
Energy can't be destroyed or created.
It's the law of conservation.
Yeah, but again, that's maybe that we're hamstringing us with this. We make these laws and pretend that they're ironclad.
Oh.
No, they're not.
Energy can
It's-
only be perceived by us in a form in which we perceive it, and therefore outside does not exist to us.
Because we
And
only
therefore
have...
can't change or be destroyed or created because it must come into our perceptive kind of sphere. It's our sphere of perception.
Yeah, well, this is where analogy comes in. This is where Uspensky comes in with your dots, your planes, your lines. He, by argument of analogy, explains how a fifth dimensional existence would appear to us, and it is time, essentially. But if you can expand beyond that, you would understand that that's why things can pop in and out of existence. That's creation, it's growth. Oh gosh, I nearly sounded really pretentious then. Pretentious? What? Even more pretentious than usual. Because I expanded on Uspensky's analogy with a line breaking a plane, and I just came to me that if you had a sharpened pencil.
Oh, you tried to explain
When
this.
it pierces the film of the third dimension that we live in, it will look like a dot. But because it's a pencil, the dot will get bigger and bigger as it's inserted, and that will look like something that's growing. It explains growth in the fourth dimension. It's not growing, it's static. It's just that we perceive it as growth. I know, it's really
It's difficult for you to understand.
It's difficult to
that.
understand or explain. It's even worse.
Yeah, man.
But it's mind-bending stuff. It's interesting.
No more
Interesting
port
stuff.
for you.
Dots, planes,
It's opening your mind too much.
dots, lines, planes, and cubes, man. That's what it's all about.
Right, okay. So we got a fellow dot plane and cube man or woman.
Yeah, he was. There was an article that went viral in Popular Mechanics at the end of last year.
Are you a subscriber of Popular Mechanics?
No,
Oh.
but the Daily Mail and other outlets picked it up.
National, what they called? Tabloids.
Yeah, I think
Picked
it's
it up.
called Daily Mail tabloid. They picked up this article from Popular Mechanics, and it was quoting this professor of physics. So he's coming next week
Wow.
to explain himself.
Excellent.
I'm really excited because it's one of my favourite subjects, and he's like, you know,
A legit.
it's not allegedly Dave who drinks his own piss. He's a professor of physics.
That's good. It's the
You know,
Vegas guy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And no, I'm not casting any shade on Dave, man. He's really good at explaining the dot line planes shit.
Who, Dave?
Dave is, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So we're going to hear it from a professional physicist.
Oh, did
and what the
Dave talk
implication-
about dot planes and
He
squares?
does often, and I
Oh,
wonder.
right.
I'm guessing he's maybe a new Uspensky fan. Maybe that's where he picked it up from, or from somewhere else. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to get.
But
an
it's
audiobook.
good. It's good to hear from someone who's mainstream, quote unquote. You know, someone who's a tenured professor of physics,
Right.
whose
Someone
article went
someone with some
viral.
gravitas.
Yeah, you know, that's all I'm saying. And he seems like a really nice guy. And
Okay.
why the fuck would he want to come and talk to us?
Maybe we've got a YouTube channel which is an order of magnitude larger than his.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
we operate in a certain sphere.
A sphere or a circle.
It's an infinite circle.
A disc.
Imagine if there was a bamboo cane piercing the circle.
I'm just thinking that pencil couldn't exist because it would have to be infinitely long and infinitely wide because it would exist in a. Oh shit! I've just remembered that guy who was trying to track everything that we had on.
Vitaglyph.
Yeah. What would that look like? Giant fucking pencil.
I mean, the Vitaglyph is one stick to the bow. That's using 3 dimensions and time. Pretty much exclusively, I think.
Right.
If I understood the book correctly.
Amateur hour.
It's not hyper.
Not hyper.
You know, Uspensky talks about dimensions 5, 6, and 7. You know, we're talking. Vitaglyphs is talking about 3 plus time. Time being the 4th.
Is there an audio book?
I don't think you can get Greg's book on Amazon now.
Is that Uspensky?
No, the Vitaglyph book.
Ah,
You
no.
can get Greg
no.
Millington's book on Vitaglyph. Uspensky you'll get for free online. Surely it's probably over 100 years
I
old.
can't read it while I'm driving to work.
No, well, you don't want to listen to it while you drive. You might just decide to end it all. You might just touch the void and
The
think,
M6 is an infinite plane.
roadworks? No. It's a line of dots, an infinite amount of dots. I'm going through it. I'll tell you what, I think Grimerica have done some Uspensky,
Oh yeah.
maybe, on the YouTube channel. I don't know.
Are they still going, those guys?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Hell's bells, Ben.
Those bells.
Yeah, I got an email off the other day because they're doing this publishing service now. So if you've got a book, you've written a book, like Ryan's doing one, Ryan Seven's doing a book, you go to them, give them the fucking manuscript, and they take care of everything
Right.
for shekels.
A nominal fee.
For some shekels, like not doing it out of the goodness of their act, but you can. There's certain levels of
Shekelry.
service.
Mm.
So they'll do the whole thing, like audiobook, hard copy, distribution, the lot, if you want them to.
Right.
Right.
Trying to make a go of it, trying to make a living out of podcasting. That's what they're doing, basically.
Mm.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Graham narrates all the audiobooks
Yes, I've heard this
with his
before.
Canadian accent.
Oh, that's okay.
And they release a lot for free. So I think the Unabombers Manifesto, I remember them releasing that for free.
Oh, maybe I'll listen to that. Wait till
Uncle
I-
Ted Kaczynski. It's a good read. It's interesting. And its downfall, is it not Western civilization? He talks about what's happening now, like the technological downward spiral that we're in.
Mm.
The lack of connection between people, the way bureaucracy and technology is sort of taking over.
Mm.
You know, I'm not saying that means you've got a license to blow people up, but
No, he went a bit nuts, didn't he?
well, yeah. He's not daft. Well, he's daft in one sense, in that he would go as far as making bombs, but he's not an idiot. He has well thought out thoughts and arguments. It's interesting. Listen to
Isn't
him. I think.
it? I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, I'm struggling with this one. I've been reading this Behold Jerusalem, and I've got about 50 pages left. I need to get it read to get on because we've a guest coming in a few weeks, and I've not read a book yet. And I've really struggled with this. I think I've been on it about 3 weeks.
Yeah, but those are double-sized pages, aren't they?
It's not the amount of words. It's I've struggled reading it.
It's the content.
It's the content, yeah.
What is it? A bit boring.
I won't say boring.
Dense.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead because the author passed away not long ago.
Well, and he's coming on in a couple of weeks.
But it's just a bit flowery and
Oh right, okay.
a bit earnest as well.
Ernest.
Like Daniel Radcliffe.
Very earnest. And,
Okay.
I hope you don't shed a tear when you read this sort of, it's like,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's an artist, so not
Right.
an author.
Artist.
I see.
But yeah, it's all right. It's interesting, and there's some interesting stuff in there. The pictures are the best bit.
Nice pictures in it.
As
Yeah,
usual.
pictures of landscape zodiacs. Yeah,
Mm.
the lamb of peace.
Right.
Preston's symbol.
Yeah.
The lamb holding the cruciform up
Mm.
is in the landscape.
Right. Yeah.
Art imitates life.
What book are you reading, Ben?
That's a good question. I'm still reading. What is it? It's the. Can't remember what it's called. It's something about trespass. I've not picked it up for weeks. It's about the old laws of trespass and land ownership in Britain.
Why are you trying to find a loophole to get some land?
Always looking for a loophole. No, it's good. It's interesting about this fella and his dog, and he's just walking around trying to find, ways onto land and following the old paths and things that are no longer there because of people putting fences up and shit. And then the history of that and all the old families in Britain.
Why'd you pick that up?
Recommendation from a good friend of ours who I often go walking with.
Right.
Good. Very
Know
good.
your enemy. The
Is it-
Ramblers.
Is it quite a new book?
Yeah, it is. Maybe 5 years. I don't know. I've got to find out what it's called. Sorry.
Fine.
What are you reading, Matt?
That book you gave me, I've just nearly finished it. People of the
Oh.
Lie.
Is it Elizabeth Kubler-Ross? Is it?
No, that's the other one. The one that I read, and then
Oh, it's the
maybe-
chap, the chappy
It's called.
psychiatrist.
Is he called something Scott?
Yes.
Is it Martin's?
Is it Scott Peck?
Scott Peckerwood?
Peckerwood.
Peck. Martin Peck.
Scott Peck. Scott Peck.
Scott Peck.
Yeah.
Scott Peck.
Right. Have you got to like the what are you up to on it?
Well, it's right. I'm nearly towards it. I've got about 40 pages left.
All right.
So yeah, he's just dealing
It
with.
goes pretty mad in the second half, doesn't it? We're
The-
talking about exorcisms and stuff.
Well, that's only a short bit, really, isn't it? In about and he it's his argument, isn't it, to say that he thinks that Satan actually does exist, or some kind of evil spirit or whatever, which is interesting. But he mentions a book in it, and I can't remember. Is it called American Exorcism or something like that? I don't know if it's called that. But the guy who writes that book is called Martin something.
No.
And I googled to see how much it was, but they go for it's like 17 quid for a second-hand copy of that exorcism book.
Must be good then.
Yeah, no,
Must be good.
Well, I was thinking that it's out of print. It's from the late 70s. But I fancied reading that after what he'd said about it.
Get a PDF.
Yeah, I can try and find it somewhere.
Yeah, I just maybe I need to try Kindle or something because I don't want to read it off a screen, off like a laptop.
Get a Chat GPT to read it to you.
You can't
Oh,
trust it though.
whatever.
So
No.
it'll make errors.
Yeah, my wife sometimes uses AI and says she tells it to not make any assumptions, and it still makes assumptions. So it just puts random things into it, basically. Please do not
Model
make.
collapse.
Yeah, but this is good. It is good. The People of the Lie book, talking about evil and stuff, and how he identifies people as being evil.
That's quite cool.
Some crazy people he comes across in it as course of his work. So he's a psychiatrist.
He's passed as well, not long ago,
Yeah,
fairly recently, a couple of years ago.
and so like when we talked, I don't know if we talked about it on air, did we? About
No, I think you'd only just started the book last time we did a boy
Yeah.
raising or whatever.
So his first story is about like a boy who comes in depressed, or he's like his brother. He knows his brother's killed himself like a year before, and then his mood has started to sort of like dip, and then he gets the parents in, and talks to them, and they say, "Oh, well, yeah, he's just started acting out after his brother killed himself or whatever."
He stole a car, didn't he?
I can't remember.
Stole a
Was that the first one?
Yeah, the first.
And then and then he comes in, and then like the psychiatrist is having to like pick at him, the author, and he goes, "Oh, what did you get for Christmas?" Because it was shortly after Christmas. And he said, "Oh, nothing or whatever." And then his brother shot himself with a rifle, and he said, "Oh, I eventually gets out. Oh, I got a rifle for Christmas." And he went, "Oh, right, it's a bit of an unusual gift for your parents to buy you, you know, if you know, your brother's just like killed himself with a rifle." And then he goes, "Well, no, it was the rifle," and it was like the rifle that his brother had shot himself with. His parents gave to him as a Christmas present. And then he gets the parents in, and then they're like sort of very defensive, saying, "Well, obviously we're just hardworking people, and we just don't have the money to buy X, Y, and Z and all the rest of it." So that was like the first story.
They must know that's fucked.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. So so he calls them people of the lie. So one of his tells for an evil person is that they lie about stuff all of the time. And then the next one is like a similar sort of story, but he's in a school, and his grades have started falling, and he asks him why, and he says something like he was offered a chance to go away to New York because he'd been like working with people with like learning difficulties and earned this scholarship or whatever, and his parents said, "No, you can't go because your room's untidy," basically, and it's prevent you from going there. And then there's like a lot of back and forth with the parents, saying, you know, about sort of the decisions why they didn't allow him to go. And then he comes back in and he says, "Oh, he kind of wants to go to boarding school, So I'm on the fence about doing that, but maybe if he goes, it's a new environment or whatever, and they say no, we're not going to send him to the boarding school, and we're going to send him to this school down the road, and they end up doing that basically. And he goes to that school and he gets into trouble again. And he steals a watch or something. He's just about to get expelled, but then they say, "Oh no, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine." And then he come back in and he talks to the boy again. And he says, "What do you want to do?" And he says, "Oh, I want to stay there. I definitely want to stay at this school because I've made friends. I know the teachers like me." And then he makes that recommendation to the parents. And then the mother of the child writes him a letter saying, "Oh, we sent him off to boarding school, like you said, basically. And he'd recommended that he stays in this school. And the boarding school was recommended like prior to that. It's kind of like a half truth kind of thing. But she wrote a letter. So it was like, on official documents or whatever, and they'd sent him off to military school and things like that. So it was like they were constantly working against their son for whatever reason, essentially.
Fuck.
That one wasn't as bad. And then
the woman who wanted to shag him.
Yeah, it was like a woman he had in therapy for 400 sessions. So she was paying $50.
Could have fixed it after 2.
I think it must be about the 70s or the 80s, and she's paying him $50 a session, and seeing him I think sometimes, I can't remember if she saw him 4 times a week sometimes.
Wow.
But she was like all the way through, basically just very open that she wanted to start a relationship with him. She wanted to have an affair with him. She knew that he was married, and he was just saying, "No, I don't want that with you. I'm here to sort of like love you in a kind of way, but it won't be a physical, sexual kind of thing." And it just went on for like 4.5 years, basically.
Fuck.
He said like he even considered at one point, because he kind of traces it. He says she'd never come out of the anal stage, or the Oedipal stage, or something like that.
How many sessions was that after?
Oh right, yeah. But what she wanted to do was conquer him. Is essentially what he was saying.
Break him.
Yeah.
Oh, like a power play.
Yeah, kind of. And she was like involved in some kind of cult, wasn't she, as well?
Yeah. She was like a new ager, weren't she?
Yeah. But I think she was wealthy. He kind of says, she had like a sort of a reasonable sized trust fund which she was living off, and she didn't really have to work. And then she went off to other therapists and things like that. But she was quite open about it, like, I want to have sex with you. But she never showed any emotion or anything like that in the sessions. It was bizarre. She was a really strange person. Not really selling that one.
It was
400
like
to
sessions,
her, wasn't
it?
Pardon?
It was like a game to her.
Yeah, it was like a game. Yeah, power play, wasn't it? She wanted to kind of seduce him, I guess, was probably the aim. Yeah. But what he said about her, I suppose, which is something maybe that I find, is like he was repulsed by her. And he said like she was like quite
fit.
Yeah, he said she was quite attractive, like 10 years younger than him, maybe a bit more.
Yeah.
But he said he was like physically repulsed, and he said normally I have to figure out how I'm not going to make this a physical relationship, and with this one I was like really struggling to be in a room with her and stuff.
Wow.
So he said like maybe there's an innate sense that of evil, and people's, he didn't say auras, but perhaps people have auras and you can sense it. And he said that someone was waiting in the waiting room when she happened to be coming out, and that woman came in and said, "That woman before us is evil.
Wow.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies every time I come in here," basically. So she could sense it as well. But his whole thing is about like evil should be researched as its own psychological trait. And he talks a little bit about I never can say this, psychopathy.
Yeah.
And sociopathy, if that's the way of saying that, a little bit, in that's probably like the closest official version of evilness in the
diagnostic speaking wise.
Yeah. But he says that, he lays it all out in the beginning, doesn't he? In that he's taking an unabashed Christian view at, people's psyches, I guess.
Yeah, and at the end, the book it starts talking about his work being an exorcist, like working as in a team of exorcists.
I don't know. I mean, he says, he talks a bit about that.
Mixing it up.
I don't know. I've not got to the end. In the exorcism bit, he does talk a bit like that, doesn't he? Like exorcisms being like intense therapy.
Do you know what it is? I think it's after the book. Right. So after the book's been put, because the book's from the 70s, 79, something maybe, 81.
I thought it was in the 80s, maybe.
Maybe I'm mixing it up with Kubler-Ross.
Right.
But as far as I know, it's rumoured, but never confirmed, that he joined like an exorcist team and started being active. Because exorcism, it's not a young priest and an old priest. It's a group of people, generally lay people.
That's what he was saying in the book. That's what I didn't know. Yeah, that's why I'm interested in reading that American Exorcism or whatever it's called. The book he references. That would be interesting. But yeah, that's what he was saying. Once it was like a group, he said like you have to get a volunteer, you know, who is quite open,
an empty vessel,
kind of like a house to have the exorcism in. It's not the person who's being exorcised house. It's like a volunteer, and then there's like 5 of them, and they're working round the clock with the person, and it like says some of the things. So he's, you know, he went and saw people and said, no, this is like this is like this.
This is a psychological disorder.
Yeah, and then there were these 2 that he said he doesn't go into detail in them because this other book does it far better, essentially. So yeah, I'm going to look into getting that one. I might even pay £17 for a book.
Wow.
I might borrow it off you. Hey, you could not get it from library. Order it from library.
Maybe I could have a look, couldn't I, see if they've got it? I assumed that, you know, because it came out in the late 70s. I'm wondering if that was what The Exorcist was
based on, the film.
Yeah, because it's got all the stuff in it about like writhing people and
voice. You hear these stories of people speaking in Latin.
Yes.
Like ancient forms of Latin.
And
that gives me the willies.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Don't know what to make of it. But
I know, it'd be interesting because he's like convinced by it, isn't he? But, you know, you could say perhaps that his Christian faith has blinded him.
Hey, he's like all of us. He's fallible. He's a fallible human being. Maybe he's mistaken. Maybe not.
But you
don't judge.
See, the thing is, he's with like, this is the thing. I could understand why he says like the exorcists or the exorcisms, are like therapy, because it's all about just believing in it, essentially. And then he says afterwards they went backwards again, and then he had like really intense therapy sessions after it as well.
Right, so it doesn't sort of end with the cast thee out, Satan. Get away from me, Satan.
You put it into the boar and blow the boar's brains out.
Yeah, I remember that. He said like these people who go through it need a lot of help afterwards.
Yeah, so
after
like
the main
really
battle, if you like, is done.
Yeah.
Psychologically, some way might say. Or spiritually, whichever way you look at it, that a lot of therapy was done afterwards for weeks, maybe months afterwards. So,
yeah. But yeah, I think the thing is if you have something to believe and it switches you, you know, you've got those 5 people around you and they're like spraying you with holy water.
Another point he made is that the person being exercised had to be
naked.
They had to be volunteers. They had to want it.
Oh, to be exercised.
Yeah.
I don't remember that bit.
I remember that distinctly. Like
Right,
there was like you can't. There's no forced exorcisms like in the movies.
Right,
you know,
right,
the person being exercised.
Christ compels you.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell. I've not seen that film for yonks.
No, I watched.
What about Repossessed?
I watched.
That's due a rewatch.
I don't know what that is.
The Leslie Nielsen.
Oh right,
Exorcist spoof.
Okay.
It's got the same girl.
Has it?
As an adult.
Oh right. Okay.
Is it Laura?
Linda Blair.
Linda Blair. Linda
Right.
Blair is as an adult being possessed.
Okay. I mean, it'd be worth a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone likes a bit of Leslie, don't they?
I mean, who doesn't like a bit of Leslie Nielsen?
Yeah, I watched the Russell Crowe one, The Pope's Exorcist.
Oh, how's that?
It was okay.
Just okay.
It was fine, yeah.
Is that fairly recent as well, that movie?
Yeah. But it wasn't, it's just everything riffs off The Exorcist now, doesn't it? I think it's just
Right.
all the same. I don't think there's much I can't. Pretty much, there was an old priest and a young priest.
Was there vomit?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it raining all the time?
On and off.
Was there a levitation from
Yeah.
the bed?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I can't quite remember.
Trope cast.
Oh, it was something to
Ghostbusters.
do. It was something to do with the Spanish Inquisition, actually.
Well, no one expects them, do they?
No, and then like there was
Especially
like
not in a Russell Crowe
I thought
film.
you said they had to agree to the Exorcist.
yeah, and they'd bought or inherited this. Not a nunnery. What's the monk's what abbot
Monastery?
monastery? Yeah.
A monkery.
A monkery, yeah.
It's a good word.
And it had been like built on top of one of the High Inquisitor's chambers or something, and the thing was he was found in a cage, but he was in a cage.
Who's in a cage?
This
Russell
this
Crowe?
High Inquisitor who was also an exorcist,
Right.
and he'd caged Satan or something underneath this monastery.
Oh, you're selling it. I'm liking this.
Yeah.
It's worth a watch,
So you let Satan go?
That's what happens, yeah, and then they get him back in. Spoiler alert,
Oh.
obviously.
Bloody hell, ruined it now.
But it is based on a real.
I thought
a real
Devil were going to
person.
win.
It's a real person apparently, but then
Is it?
it leaves it open to sequels because it goes into the underneath the Vatican and it goes up onto the computer screen and says we've located all these other monasteries and location. Beep, boop, boop, boop,
Oh
boop.
my God, it's the Da Vinci Code. Where's Tom
basically.
Hanks?
Exactly, yeah. So I'm waiting for the Pope's exorcist to repossessed.
Nice.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd watch that if they make another one.
Good.
There's a guy, a psychiatrist, who has been on, I'm blanking on his name now. He's been on Sheep Farm numerous times.
Right.
And he equates mental illness with demon possession in a big way.
Right.
I'm blanking on his name now, but he would be an interesting guy to talk
Well,
to.
I bought that Peck Scott, the guy who wrote the book about evil people.
Scotty Peck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His other book, because he says he attributes all mental illness to laziness. That's what he says.
What?
That's what he says in his book.
Laziness?
He says it about several times. Yeah. The core tenet of mental ill health is laziness. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what he says in his.
What about
quite interesting.
What about narcissistic personality disorder? How's that lazy?
That's Satan, isn't it? By the sounds of it, I don't know.
Ah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see why he thinks that. Yeah.
Jerry Marzinski, thanks, Pink Pisces. That's exactly the name that was on the tip of my tongue.
Who's Jerry?
Jerry
Moore?
Marzinski, the psychiatrist. I think was he a
Oh, right.
psychiatrist?
Oh,
Or I think he's a psychiatrist. Yeah,
right. Okay.
who equates a lot of mental illness to demonic possession from conversations he's had with the mentally ill.
I mean, you could see
It's
that.
extreme. I think that's the extreme end of the wedge, isn't it?
Mm.
Because some people, mentally ill is a very wide
Mm.
label. There
Yeah.
are people who have mild depression all the way through to extreme narcissism or psychopathy, or I don't know, name your labels from the DSM. So-
Right now,
So to pin them all on demonic possession, I think is maybe not.
school refusal.
What's that?
You don't want to get to school.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Mm.
Truanting. we
Is
used to
that a
call it.
mental illness or
Apparently, it's becoming a thing. Yeah.
not
Really?
just
Mm.
childhood?
It's called school refusal. Yeah. Disorder.
Fucking
It's-
hell.
No, that's in the DSM-5.
No, it won't be in. Well, in
It'll
basically
be in the next one.
in the DSM, there's all the ones that people agree on, like depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, health anxiety, whatever.
Pretentious personality disorder.
Yeah. And then in the back, there's hundreds of
Proposed.
and random things that people don't necessarily agree on.
Right.
Because you can make something up, can you, and get it in?
No, Ben.
Yeah, you should do that.
I hold
Why?
no sway.
Get your name in the book.
So
in the
everyone's
big
heard
book.
of post-traumatic stress disorder. There's something called. I'm gonna blank it. It's like post-traumatic.
Stress disorder. Post
That's
traumatic
it.
stress
No,
disorder.
post-traumatic embitterment disorder is one. But I have spoken. It's really weird. Someone told me about this who I was seeing at work, and it completely fitted her. It was strange. And then I saw somebody else, and it fitted her. I thought, this is not PTSD. This is like this strange embitterment thing. You just can't let go of someone crossing you or some kind of situation
So
you've been put in.
So the key difference is between embitterment and distress.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic distress disorder. And
No, stress.
Sorry, post-traumatic stress disorder
Yeah.
and post-traumatic embitterment disorder.
Yes, these people are just embittered by this particular event or happening.
Embittered.
And they can't let go of it. No matter what they do, it's mad. And this woman I spoke to, she just could not let go of this particular incident.
Where does the trauma come in? Post-traumatic embitterment.
Because the embitterment ensues after experiencing something you found personally traumatic.
Just holding a grudge.
Basically.
I'm jumping a step.
Okay.
I can see stress being traumatic.
Oh, right.
How
okay.
can embitterment be traumatic? Post-traumatic embitterment disorder.
Well, the trauma's already happened, though, hasn't it?
But has it though?
So
Yeah, 'cause it's
you could be
post-traumatic.
You can be traumatized, little t, if somebody
We've already got coffee.
if somebody
Steals your parking place in Aldi.
yeah, or goes ahead of you in a queue at a shop, basically. Small t traumatized by, oh my god, how
Right.
dare a person do something like that?
Well, if that
that-
escalates to road rage, is that post-traumatic?
But the
embitterment
difference between that
syndrome?
is like your life isn't in danger, and that's the difference between PTSD and embitterment. Is that the life isn't necessarily in danger, but this particular incident has shook you to the core because of your values and the way you view the world. So that in cognitive psychology, there's something called the cognitive triad.
Do you know before?
Okay.
Gav Scott, producer Gav, has been nagging me for weeks,
Yeah.
saying that we should have a segment called Matt GTP, where people forward their questions on psychology. For Matthew.
I have a limited amount of knowledge about in a very, very niche area of psychology, which
Well,
is
that goes
7 common mental health problems, basically.
Well, that's more than most people.
Right. Okay. So if you want to ask me a question about depression, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder,
Panic.
health anxiety,
Health anxiety.
Yeah.
So you're worried you're going to get ill.
yeah,
Or your cock's going to fall off.
yeah, PTSD, and body dysmorphic disorder.
Wow.
Is there a post-traumatic apathy
Oh,
disorder?
an OCD. So there's 8 I know of.
I'll say
I've never really treated anyone with
It's a
BDD.
classic.
Don't tell anyone that though. I'll just read a manual. It'll be fine.
Body dysmorphic disorder.
Yeah.
Sorry, before I interrupted you, you were
Right.
talking about the...
Oh, the cognitive triad. Yes. So it's the view of yourself, the world, and other people, basically. So if you go through something,
Amazing, untidy shitheads.
yeah. But the problem is like, so you could go through life and you could think that I'm a happy person and I'm safe. The world is a generally safe place, and other people are kind and friendly. And then you could get mugged, and then that immediately means your cognitive triad, the way you view the world, is destroyed. And you see, oh, fuck me, the world is a dangerous place, and I'm in danger all of the time, and other people want to hurt me. So it gets flipped on its head. So
What's the triad part again? Sorry, what are the three?
the world, yourself, and other people,
So how you view the world, yourself, right? Got you.
generally speaking, and it can get flipped. So when someone becomes embittered, their cognitive triad might be shattered in some kind of way through a
Sure.
conversation or a happening.
Is it always set though? I would say the triad's not always set. So you can say something shattered. I'd say my view on the world, other people, and myself changes pretty much all the time.
Yeah, but generally speaking,
Really?
you will have. I'm sure that you do, Ben.
You'll have a default. You'll have a default node network.
Yeah,
and it'll take something very significant to upend
To
that.
corrupt
Your triad doesn't change on a day-by-day basis. Otherwise, you'd be a crying mess on the floor. You won't be able to make sense of the world, man.
I don't think I can.
yeah. You do.
You just don't recognize it.
Yeah, you probably.
Maybe I don't think I care enough about it.
Well, that tells you enough. Then I don't care about the world, myself, and other people.
Well, no, I wouldn't go that far though. That sounds a bit weird.
Well, no, to me, it suggests to me that because you don't think about it and it doesn't come into your mind.
It's not an issue.
Yeah, you know, your cognitive triad is intact and healthy, basically.
Yes.
You haven't had a shock. But if you could be in this position, and then you could have a shock to your system, which upends your view of the world, yourself, or people around you. This is what you're dealing with.
Yes. So then the idea is like underlying that is a schema. Remember us talking about schemas in episode 1?
I remember that.
So a schema in psychology is where information is stored in the brain, essentially. So you have a schema for viewing the world through which information is processed.
Mm.
This is an information processing model of psychology, if you haven't guessed it already. And when that happening occurs, it gets flipped and you start seeing information is processed through a negative schema, basically. And you start to attend to all the negatives and possible awful things that could happen again or in your life, generally speaking. That would be the idea. And the idea is the same with depression. So the idea of depression is there's a depressed schema and a non-depressed schema, and you can flip them through cognitive psychology or therapy. Cognitive therapy.
Or drugs.
Or drugs, yes. You can destroy your default mode network and throw up your PTSD like what his face did.
What his face? I guess from episode 100.
Yeah, what was his name? Glenn? It was a good one,
Glenn. The ex-soldier.
Yeah. I think it was.
He was working for, is it Hearts for Heroes? The charity.
Well remembered, yes. He was, wasn't he?
Heroes for Hearts, I can't remember. Bloody hell. He's young lad.
I thought
He was really good.
Yeah.
He talked about doing, was it LSD?
Yeah, he went on a mad trip, didn't he? And then he got right to the end and then he threw up some black bile.
This,
Yeah.
yeah.
A demon spirit.
Guy
Soldierman.
Guy Soldierman.
Guy Murray?
Guy Murray.
Guy
It is.
Murray.
Yeah, I want to say it's probably episode 170
Mind
in the
Palace.
170s or 180s.
Mm.
Guy Murray, yeah.
Yeah, good
He's
one.
brilliant.
Yeah, go back and watch that one.
Yeah. And wasn't he trying to pursue a career in psychology as well?
Yeah.
Wasn't he training at the time?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he might have finished his degree now.
Yeah.
He might be out there in the world. Counselors have to do like 1,000 hours, I think, or something, or 500 hours. Of
I'm kind of skeptical about this whole using psychedelics to cure mental illnesses,
It's the cure-all, isn't it? We all want the simple answer.
It's like, well, if you can't have a pill for every ill, have a shroom
Exactly, yeah.
for every room. Or,
Mm.
I'm skeptical. It seems like too good to be true that MDMA or psilocybin is going to cure all these mental health issues,
But it's always been presented in the official research as a facilitator for psychotherapy. That's the way it's presented. It's not as a cure-all and a one-hit wonder. The idea is the MDMA makes you more willing to discuss how you're feeling and what you're experiencing. Essentially, makes you more open. So that trait,
Like
the big
catalyst.
5.
Trait openness, like Jordan Peterson. He's
Yes.
massive on trait openness,
He
apparently.
is. He is. Yes.
He's
Ocean.
fucking totally gone off piece, hasn't he?
I've not listened to any of his stuff. For
I don't
ages.
listen to him, but I just get the vibe that he's gone a bit fucking nuts. Like since the pandemic, and he went nuts.
Is he not? I wonder if he has like bipolar or something, and he's going
think
through
he's
a
got-
mania.
I think he's got lots of things, man.
Yeah, I mean the bipolar is quite occurs quite frequently with people with high IQs. Like Stephen Fry has bipolar.
That doesn't surprise me. But I mean, Peterson is fascinating to listen to.
Mm.
I can't listen to his podcast because he won't shut the fuck up. It's like you've asked this really interesting guy or gal, a guest,
Yeah,
to come on your podcast. Shut the fuck up, man. If I want to listen to you, I'll listen to you on some other show that you've been on,
the best ones that I've listened to from memory are the ones when he gets on like people who've had some kind of therapy. So I think he's had like a Scientology person on. He's had some people who've had the gender stuff, and then like it goes through and says like, this is what I would have done. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm writing it all down. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'm not in the game, but you get I get the feeling that people appreciate his chops
Yeah,
in
exactly.
psychotherapy.
Yeah.
That he's not some bullshit artist, that he actually has put the legwork in and he's been doing it for decades. It's just the political angle
Yeah.
I can't get on with.
Oh, I listened to one. That's why he had Thingy on, didn't he?
Farage.
Tommy Mallet, whatever he's called.
Big Chungus.
Timmy Mallet.
What was he called? The fucking Yaxley
Robinson.
Lennon. Yeah, Tommy.
Neil Yaxley Lennon.
He had him on, didn't he, talking about his
Did he?
film, and he's
Oh,
a big
Christ.
supporter of him.
Right.
Peterson.
Right. Well,
And I
alarm
didn't know-
bells. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, and it was a bit bizarre. I found the whole thing bizarre, and he had Tammy on. Tammy's
His
here.
wife.
She's here. She wanted to be here. That's
Weird.
Tammy's a big Yaxley Lennon supporter, is she?
yeah. So it was a bit bizarre because it was kind of linked to the what was going on in Canada, in terms of like the truckers and that side
Oh,
of
it's a
things.
while back then, because the
No,
trucker
it was
protest
kind
was
of-
like 21, weren't
Well,
it?
he's
22?
He's talking about free speech in Canada and it
Right.
not it sort of being clamped down on, or what that's his kind of opinion of it. And he was talking about him, and it's kind of trying to make comparisons between what he was doing and free speech and all that kind of thing. But he was kind of very believing of his stories about this particular. I can't remember. There's some particular boy from a school in the northeast, and I don't know if he went on to do some kind of terrorism thing in the UK, or it was something like that. And he
Not-
got
Not the Southport lad.
no. It was before that. It's from
Right.
years ago. It's like 10 years ago when he was doing all this film, apparently.
Right.
Or maybe, I don't know. I'm getting very confused with it all. It's ages ago.
It is confusing on purpose, I think.
Yeah.
It's difficult to make head and tail of it all.
Mm.
And once these guys get sort of politically captured, that's like an instant turn off for me. I remember, because I quite like Peterson when he has like a theologian on, or he's that guy with the French sounding name. I can't remember his name.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, it could be. And I find those really interesting. They're very sort of, they get into the weeds on theology and
Job, the book of Job.
Oh,
He's been
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about his book of Job for a long time.
Yeah, as long as he's speaking less than the guest, that's good. But then he got like the leader of the Canadian Conservatives on or something like that. I was like,
Right.
oh, come on. Don't be throwing politics, that bullshit shell game into this. Come on.
I think there was a time when I think he was thinking about running himself,
Oh, I'm sure.
Peterson.
Was that before he went manic?
I think it was part of the mania, but that's what maybe I was getting vibes of mania from him. But yeah, be interesting to see if he does anything. It's the guy from the Bank of England, wasn't it? I saw.
He's
Carney.
the next leader. Carney, yeah. Mark
Of-
Carney.
Of the what? Who's in that?
It's taken over from Trudeau.
What is Trudeau's party?
Is it the Liberals or the Democrats? I can't remember.
Um,
The party who's in power. So Trudeau resigned.
I know that.
Not because of the blackface. Or
over and over again, not just one black face. Numerous parties.
he fell on his sword through public discontent.
Mhm.
He's done that shit a job, and so it's like when is it Theresa May resigned and they had to have a leadership
Yeah.
So rather than an election
Mm.
from the public, they have a party election to pick a new leader, and Mark Carney is the front runner.
Mm.
Goldman Sachs, Bank of Canada, Bank of England. Then he went to, was it the UN or the WEF, being a climate mouthpiece,
Right.
and now he wants to be the leader of Canada.
Yeah. Why not?
He's a good speaker. He's a good operator.
Yeah.
Cunt, but he's a good speaker.
I mean, that's part of the game, isn't it?
It's all the game.
I
Isn't
think the last good speaker was probably David Cameron in UK.
Amarin,
Cameron.
David Amarin
Cameron.
is the last good public speaker.
I think so. Yeah.
What about Bojo?
Come on, man.
Huh?
No.
No?
No.
Stay home, protect the NHS, save lives.
Tosu Luzumab.
Toss-
The mub. Mub. Mad.
Cameron, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who we've had since then. Cameron's
Loads.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
May.
It was Theresa May. then-
Theresa May was,
lettuce.
if she was half as good a speaker as she was a dancer,
Yeah.
she'd have done well.
I may have run through a field of barley once.
I may. May ran through a field of barley.
Yes.
Dancing queen.
I
Frolicked. I
Yeah.
think it's the term.
I ran through a field of barley once, but then I replaced each blade of grass.
She was probably making those things you see from space.
Crap sick.
Crop circles.
I was going to say a St. Benedict's cross or something. I don't know what they're called. Those Irish things.
Is that Doctor Strange? St. Benedict's crops.
Crotch.
Crotch.
No, there's this Irish guy on YouTube. He made them.
Oh, no, yeah.
Have a pop.
It's not Benedict, it's the feminine.
Benedine? I don't know what it is. Bernadette.
Bernadette.
Bernadette. St. Bernadette's cross.
Bridget. It's
St. Bridget's cross.
Bridget.
St. Bernard's dog.
Should know. It's freaking mother-in-law.
Exactly, yeah.
Proper Irish.
Did she make them?
Not that I've seen.
Right, okay.
No, I've seen maybe.
Right.
Well, I'll keep my eye out. And maybe I'll ask her next time I'm round. Do you know how to make? Because she obviously will
Mhm.
be able to just whittle one up in no time in St. Bridget's Cross. Cross
Yeah.
this over. And that's how we can sight. We can sight.
It's got a loop in it. Is
The
it
lighthouse.
It's not like the ones from Palm Sundays.
No.
Similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
Is it not? I thought it was more like the Isle of Man.
Yeah, a foot kicking itself up the arse.
Yeah, basically. Not a swastika.
No, what do you call them then? Got a name. Can't remember.
The triple foot.
It's not that.
I don't know. I can't. It's blanking on me. It's Manx something, isn't it? A Manx wheel? No,
I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm just making words up.
I've never been to that. I like to go to it. I think I want to go to the Isles of Scilly
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I want to go to the Isle of Man.
With a TT.
No, just want to go.
There'll only be you there.
Is it not a tax haven?
I was going to say we're going to have to go there when our pie
Oh,
goes
shit,
through the
yeah.
ceiling.
I know.
Whoa.
I didn't even realise I'd have to pay if it capital gains 25%.
You have to explain. You can't just jump into capital gains tax.
So me and Phil got heavy into PieCoin in 2018.
How many have you got, Matt?
How many have you actually got? Not what's promised.
Oh, I don't know.
You've gotta
Is
go
there a
into-
difference?
You got to follow
Yeah.
the 8 steps. To get to the.
Yeah, you haven't done it yet, have you?
I've done it. I did it today.
Have you
yeah.
done it? You did it today, so we might get. Hey, we might get some more pies because Ben's pulled his
Yeah.
finger out
So
and
yeah,
done his
and
KYC.
I've got
KY jelly.
86 coming to me when you do yours.
I've done mine.
Yeah,
Well,
mine's
maybe it's
done.
I have to do mine.
Maybe it's Gav.
3,295 pies.
3295.
Have you got more than me?
Because I
Look,
could
I
remember.
don't believe you. Give me.
Is that not right there?
No. No, you need to go to
Decimal
mainnet.
point.
I have to watch an advert now.
Oh my god.
Gosh, selling your data. Turn the noise off that. So
The number you
since,
say at the top.
since 2019, we've been mining crypto on our smartphones.
Yes.
And after 6 long years,
Mm-hmm.
this cryptocurrency,
And not mining and completely forgetting about it for, 4 years.
Yeah. this cryptocurrency landed on a 2-bit exchange called OKX, I
Yeah.
think. None of the big exchanges have taken
So
it
I've got
on
to
yet.
go to my mainnet.
There's all sorts of talk of it being a pyramid scheme. You have to go to mainnet.
So I've got transferable
Oh, let's see.
2185.
Transfer. So yeah. Oh gosh, you haven't migrated any. So yeah, you've got 2185. 2185. You've got.
So that's like
Well,
that's
what's
nearly
the other
$3
stuff
grand.
then?
That,
It's reliant on Ben and Gav
Oh,
because you mine it as a
right.
like a union, like
oh,
a
you
conglomerate.
fucking dickheads! Fucking get it. Sorry, they got
$3
a
grand.
thousand.
It's about $3 grand.
Hey, yeah,
It's
fucking
gone
don't
up
play.
to
Gav lost his phone. He has none.
£1.30
Oh, what?
today.
So basically, I'm not going to lose out. on
You've
one-
only got $3 grand there, Matt.
I've only got
Fuck all.
2,185
It's about
pies now.
$3 grand.
No, it's not three. It was 98 cents. I mean, it's been.
No, it was
It
£1.
was
It's been
£1.40,
£1.20
isn't it?
today. I
Yeah.
think
it's a.
£1, not
Yeah,
dollar.
£1.40. Yeah.
Oh right, okay,
I've got 287.
Nice.
nice.
That's all right.
Did you not bother with it?
I forgot about it completely
Oh,
for
man.
5 years.
So yeah, we've been mining this cryptocurrency for a couple of years, and then forgot about it for about 4 years, and it launched on some 2-bit exchange this week.
Yep.
And they launched it, I think, at $1.20, and then it tanked, and it's been creeping up over the week.
Yeah, I
Should've
mean,
bought the dip.
pre float, whatever it's called,
Oh, the IOU market.
was $50.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a year. Give it a year, man. You're a mug if you
I
sell
mean-
now.
Jeez.
I mean, even if it just got to Ethereum numbers, $2,000.
Yeah, multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Holy shit, yeah.
Even if it just got to Bitcoin.
If it got to Bitcoin numbers, I'd be a multi-billionaire.
I know, yeah.
That's insane.
That's not happening.
How many pies do you have then?
2, 4, I think.
And 287.
Well, it says that on mine. It says there's nobody waiting to. There's no other pioneers.
Have you done your mainnet transfer yet? No, you haven't done it. Have you got one? If you go to your checklist, your mainnet
You gotta take your photo and do your
Yeah, I've
passport
done all
and
that.
shit.
mainnet checklist, there might be one orange box at the bottom that hasn't
pretty
completed
sure.
yet.
No, I did.
And
do
what I
it.
had to do was reset my password to speed it up.
Where's the mainnet?
You can tell how much we know about cryptos on here, don't you?
Oh,
Can't you?
checklist.
I was asking my dad about it because he's into like stocks and shares and all that.
It says migrate to mainnet. Congratulations, you've been added to the automatic migration queue.
All right, so you're waiting. Yeah, I was like that for a couple of weeks.
Your transferable balance will be migrated into your wallet on the mainnet blockchain.
Yeah, and that'll be your 2140.
Right. Fucking hell, 1,000 pies. Just floating in the ether.
Well,
£1,000.
So when I press convert there, it says, below are your referral and security circle members that have either not verified their identities or completed the initial mainnet migration process.
there's
and
only me who's done it.
Yeah, but then it says no pending pioneers.
No.
Ping members. Can't do it. It's kind of greyed out.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
Gav
fine.
lost his fucking phone.
He got locked
Gav
out
must
of it.
have had 100,000.
I
or
know,
something.
yeah.
I don't know because he referred us 3.
He did, didn't he?
So if it does go to the moon, we're gonna have to do something for him.
Yeah. Go like that. Fuck off, you dickhead. What about them £1,000 now, you twat?
You rotter.
You can have the old fucking roadcaster.
Fucking pie billionaires. Hey, Gav, do you want to lift to work on my C5? No, we will. We'll. I mean, assuming you're going to hold.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Have you
till
locked
hits.
it up?
I'm sure I have. For
All
like,
of it for 3 years.
it won't have been 3 years. I thought it was 6 months. But
You
I
can
don't know.
choose. You can on the sliders.
Where
Yeah, but
was
I think
this?
that's the new pie that you mine.
Oh, is it?
I presume so, because you can't. There's no take backsies, is there?
Well,
I don't
it's
think-
when you go onto the main net, you select 50%, 25%, 75%, 90% of your pie.
But I did that years ago
Oh,
when I
right.
was
Oh,
mining.
shit, yeah.
So I think I have some locked up.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's going to be 5 years maybe before I even consider.
Oh, 5 years.
Remind me.
I'm not going to sell it for £1. I've been pressing a button every day. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, it was.
Wild.
Imagine how many pies it was. I remember when it started. I remember when I got the message.
Gonna have to put hashtag pie coin in the episode description and
Yeah.
timestamp this because
It's
it's
apparently
viral, man. It's all over Twitter.
Yeah, man.
apparently
Ex
it's
fundamental
quite
screw.
big in Southeast Asia. The pie.
Yeah, it's very popular in Korea and Japan and Indonesia.
and maybe China as well.
Cool.
They're probably not allowed it in
they're
China.
probably not allowed it in
Ah.
China. Maybe Vietnam.
Maybe.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I doubt it's going to do anything, but I mean, £1 is not bad, is it? For nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not good either.
No.
You want more for nothing? Well, yeah.
When would you? So in 5 years, if you look at it, it does start. All of them start to take off. The ones, well, Ethereum and
Does it?
Bitcoin. After 5 years, they do start to take off a bit and then crash.
I remember when Bitcoin was £700, 760 quid, I think. I thought I could have one of them. Maybe I should. I had some money in bank. I thought maybe I should buy one of them.
Mm.
Nah, too risky.
What is it
Now what's it worth?
100,000?
70 grand in UK. $100,000,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it was 100. I remember it going to $100,000 a coin.
And but I said to my dad, I said, yeah, but I'd have probably sold it at $5 grand.
Mm.
Yeah,
You know.
you think you
Well, you
sell
would
it,
do,
whatever
wouldn't
you
you? Yeah.
think.
Yeah, you know, you wouldn't. Why would you have the confidence to expect it to?
I
hit
remember the
100,000?
first when it first sort of was getting reported on the BBC, you know, and it was getting to like $30,000 or whatever for a coin, and it dropped to like 16 or whatever. And I couldn't understand. There was a girl talking about it, and she said, "Oh yeah, what I've been doing is I've been like selling half or a quarter each time it gets to like
Yeah.
a peak."
Yeah.
And staying in, and then I thought, why would she ever do that? Just get out. Well, obviously, she knows more about investing and crypto than me.
God, I remember watching Max on Russia Today
Right.
10, 12 years ago when it was £100
Right.
and listen to his hard sell
Mm.
and just not, hearing it and being convinced by it, but not acting.
Oh,
You
that's
have
it.
to act.
Mm. Man,
Can't remember what's his name? Max something. The Bitcoin maximalist.
I don't know.
Max. I mean, you won't. Russia Today's banned in the UK, so you won't hear it now, will you? But
No.
that was his show, and his Stacey was his wife, who did the show with him.
Right.
Max and Stacey. Come on, chat, help me out. Max and Stacey. What's the surname? But it's a pipe dream for me. It's like you said, it's not cost anything.
Mm.
Why am I going to sell it for peanuts?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's worth holding on to it in case some miracle happens and it becomes a viable crypto in the long run, rather than just like a meme coin.
Retirement fund, isn't it? Really, you could wait till you retire.
and have nothing because it could be worth nothing.
Well, it
It's
could be
like,
worth
you know,
nothing,
you
yeah.
can't put anything into it. It's just numbers on a screen at the moment. It's not worth anything.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
can't see anything upending Bitcoin. It seems like Bitcoin has got some special source. I'm not crypto guy, so don't take any advice off me. But it seems like it has something in the blockchain, something in the way it's created that makes it bulletproof.
Too big to fail.
There was a big hack this week,
Mm.
$1.5 billion from cryptos. Bitcoin, I don't think was affected, or Pi,
All right.
and Pi went up in value afterwards, near enough doubled in
Buy
value.
pie. Yeah.
I sell
Good
Bitcoin.
luck, no one's selling.
Yes.
So that
Can I buy
OKX, that exchange that has it, was putting out emails to
Mm.
people saying, "We want your pie. We have buyers, but there's no supply."
Oh, right. Okay.
And you know, maybe that's something to do with the lockup, because people have locked up their currency for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years.
Mm.
They've managed to choke the market and avoid this pump to £1, sell off.
Mm.
Dies, pumped to £3, massive sell off, it dies, pumped to £5,
Mm.
you know, over several years or whatever happens with these meme coins, you know.
What happened to the crypto kitties, Ben?
I've still got 5.
You're not on mainnet yet. I nearly took a photo and sent you a screenshot. You can use your Pi to buy doggies and things. Like crypto doggies and
Crypto
things.
animals.
Yeah. I think you'll like it.
Wow, I do like cryptozoology.
It'd be like a tenth of a pie
Wow,
to
yeah.
buy your own animals.
Wow.
You can have your own too.
I'm going to do it.
A menagerie
Yeah.
of cryptos.
I can't remember my passphrase for my crypto wallets. with
Can't
the
remember
crypto
it.
kitties.
It's like 16 words.
It's 12 words. I can't find where I'd stored it.
Hidden it.
Yeah.
You need that, otherwise it's gone.
Well,
Yeah.
my
That's why
pie
that
is-
guy's
I know.
petitioning the council to get
I
to
know,
dig up
yeah,
that.
to get his thing
He's
out.
trying to buy the land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the-
620 million, isn't it? He reckons.
So he says.
Mm.
On an ancient hard drive. It's probably corrupted, isn't it?
Of course it is. That's why you write it on a piece of paper and put it in your sock drawer.
Well, the actual hard drive's in the landfill, isn't it? But the council's selling the land now. They didn't. I don't. For whatever reason, they've told. Well,
See, I thought it's stored on the blockchain. The only thing you would need is his wallet address and his password.
Maybe his password is on that hard drive.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's not that the Bitcoin is in the hard drive.
No.
It's his access.
right.
Is that right?
I don't know. I
It's
assume.
probably been hacked and stolen, like in a previous thing.
For all he knows, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. The way they say it is that they sell it in the story is that the coins are on the hard drive.
That's not how it works.
No.
Mm,
It's not. It's in the ether.
right. Okay.
These things
The
aren't
proof of the
real.
work
Mm.
is in the blockchain.
Mm. I can't get my head around it. I just
Yeah,
got
it's so
buy
weird.
pie.
Buy pie.
Let's get that price pumped.
Gonna have to change the episode description and put like hashtag Piecoin, hashtag Piemania,
Pie
hashtag
man.
mainnet transfer,
Butter pie.
hashtag Skynet is real.
Ah.
If you go, once you've done your migration, you can go on you get the browser
Mm.
and you can download all these apps where you can spend your pie for real things.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, they said that there's like 10,000 retailers that are accepting pies.
I don't know if it'll be like physical. It's more like digital space stuff
Oh.
rather than physical. You're not go to Temu and buying pie, but because I know you like them.
Timu.
Yeah.
Is that not an
It's
order
really-
of magnitude below Wish?
What's wrong with that? It's a tenth of a pie.
Or Sheen? I don't understand what Sheen is really.
Sheen's great. I used Sheen for the first time at Christmas.
Oh,
Right.
God.
'Cause
there's
she
some
sent
weird
me-
shit on
Oh God,
Is it like
the
Alibaba?
algorithm's crazy. It sent me all sorts of weird shit to buy because she wanted something. She normally sends me links at Christmas time to it'd be like not Debenhams, but like a department store
Mm.
or it was like Ruby shoes or something. And I got this link to a Shen thing. So I clicked on it and I ordered the thing. How do you like this as well? You can have this for £1.
Yeah,
Pound.
give me 2.
Gloves. Yeah, I'll have a set of gloves for £1. Is this Preston Market in 1989?
Yeah,
And then once you're in, it starts sending you stuff. And once you click on something, that T-shirt's got I don't know, some cool design on it. You click on it, it sends you 1,000 things that you might like. It's crazy, really. How cheap shit is.
Yeah,
But it is shit.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff that she's ordered. I've obviously not bought any clothes from Shen, but she has my wife, and it's not the best that comes. It's like some of it, you could wear it once, it get washed once, and it'll fall to pieces, kind of thing. Gone again. Just walked out, and
It just isn't.
is it time for the? Do we do the housekeeping?
No.
All right.
It's
Okay. Just going out for a wee and a fag.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty late. We could probably,
Oh, right. Okay. Should we do a vote as to whether we should end the podcast here?
yeah. I vote. See you next week.
I think we're shedding listeners now, judged on the number of eyeballs there.
Yeah, people are getting tired.
Sun's getting low.
Sun's getting low. Yeah,
Ben's eyes are getting tiny,
they're always tiny.
getting even smaller.
Even my daughter mocks my tiny eyes.
Isn't that just your glasses?
No, I've just got tiny eyes.
Right, Ben's ready to go now. Can we allowed to go?
It's 26 minutes past 10. Time to go now.
Yeah, sun's getting
I
low.
mean, it's early.
Technically, it's early.
Have you to go in tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm working tomorrow.
In the real life?
IRL.
In real life?
IRL, yes.
Faking gay.
I know.
What?
You
Right.
want some pie?
Should we go then?
Right, so we've got to hold on tight for the pie. What happens if it gets to like $100 a pie?
$100?
Yeah,
It's up to you.
That
But
would be
I
too
won't be
good.
selling it.
for $200,000 you wouldn't sell.
No, it wouldn't be that, would
What
it?
that? It'd be 20,000.
25 grand? 24 grand? And you're going to lose 25% of it to
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Rachel from accounts.
Oh, $1,000 then.
Well, it's fuck you money then, isn't it? Because I'll be a multimillionaire.
£2.4 million.
That's when you open your limited company,
Mm,
like a footballer.
right.
You could do that with like 50 quid though, if you want it.
Yeah, it won't be economically viable to pay the accountant to do it though.
No.
So yeah, that was the thing we never said, is that I didn't realize you'd have to pay capital gains on it. That's mad.
Anything over
Yeah,
£3
yeah.
grand.
Yeah.
If you make £3 grand on anything, if you buy a guitar, that's £1,000. You pay £1,000 and sell it for £4 grand.
Mm,
That's your limit for capital gains.
it's
Then
mad.
you have to pay 24%, I think.
Yeah. 24%. They just get something for nothing all of the time.
That's the government's job, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
To steal.
Mm,
Taxation is theft.
mm,
And it's our job to
You know.
make sure they get as little as possible.
exactly.
Well, that's why I got wound up that Christmas do a while back when our mate, who was a former accountant,
Mm,
who was talking about unearned income
mm.
and that you should pay tax on unearned income. It's like, what?
Like interest from banks and stuff. Bank accounts.
Anything. It's like, well, how do you define unearned?
Just found.
He's coming from a point where he's been employed all his life, so he's paid tax at source his entire life. He's never lived in the world of independent people or rich people. They don't have jobs. They don't pay as you earn tax. They pay zero tax.
Mm.
So he had this concept of unearned income, where you buy something and then it's worth more. He was talking about inheritance tax.
Mm.
You buy a house for 100 grand and 20 years later it's worth £1 million.
Mm.
Well, that's unearned income. You should pay 20-30% on that.
You still have to pay capital gains, don't you? I think,
Yeah, on homes.
unless it's your. I think you're allowed one house.
Yes.
It's the house you live in. If it's your home.
Sorry, yeah, additional homes,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the MPs.
No, but it could be anything. You bought a jar. You bought a vase for £1,000, and it's worth £1 million now.
Yeah.
So you owe the tax man 200 grand,
I know, it's
whether
mad.
you sell it or not.
Crazy. Isn't it?
Whether you sell it or not. It's not when the money enters your account. It's when you
Oh,
trade.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
same
don't- I
goes for
don't agree with
cryptos.
that.
Same goes for cryptos. So if you get your pie and it goes to £1,000 a coin and you swap it for Bitcoin, so you take your 1,000 pies and you swap it for whatever that's worth in Bitcoin, you have to write the taxman a check
For the
for 20%, even though you have not had any money, and it might go down next day.
No, that's shit. That.
Well, yeah, it's theft. It's
It is
bullshit.
shit.
It's shit. Yeah.
Mm.
They
So-
just in this. Come on, in your pocket. Come on, give me.
So my other house, say I have another house,
Yeah.
and that's gone up in value over
Yeah.
the last 10 years.
Yeah, you have to pay capital gains.
Of course you
Fuck
do.
that.
Of
Yeah.
course you do.
Not until you sell
Hey,
it.
it's unearned income.
Nah, that's
No, it's
bullshit.
different on property. It doesn't count till you sell it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
So until
okay.
you sell it.
Alright.
Yeah,
sorry.
but you're gonna have to sell it sooner or later. You're not gonna live forever, are you?
Right?
Someone's gonna sell it. Someone's gonna sell it, and someone's gonna have to pay. The
You
tax on
can
it.
gift
Yep.
stuff to get around it, can't you? I think.
Yeah, as long as you don't die within 7 years, I think.
You
So
go,
start
there's
start
limits-
gifting
There's
early.
limits on that, yeah. But you
"Fuck,
can
mate,
gift
it's
it.
Shit, innit?
So you could maybe look at putting it in someone's name, for example, and then that would evade.
Or you can
it.
make a trust, but trusts I think are taxed at 20%.
Well, then the issue would be that if you put it into someone's name, then they would say if you had a child you wanted to put in the name of, then when they wanted to buy a property, that would be classed as their second property, and then they would have to pay more stamp duty because someone, Dan, has been looking at this. So he wants to keep his house. And he wants to buy, so he bought a house himself. And he's got in a relationship now, and now they've been saving to buy another house. And the new stamp duty basically means that like the stamp duty he'd be paying because it's a second property, something like 20 grand, basically. So it's another deposit.
Tax.
Yeah,
Fuck.
On
that
top
shit,
of-
innit?
the yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you saying that I should turn it into a cannabis farm for a few years so I can
And then
earn
buy
enough
buy
money
some
to pay the
Bitcoin.
tax.
Yeah, yeah.
There's only
basically.
2 certainties in life:
Yeah.
death and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it, but you didn't.
No, I knew.
You
the answer.
assumed that everyone in the chat would know what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Death and
Good.
taxes.
I like the respect you give to our audience.
exactly. Yeah. They're not all idiots.
True.
No,
Just the hosts.
exactly. Yeah.
The fuck? What's the best tax avoidance strategy then?
Isle of Man.
Yeah.
Go to Isle of Man.
For the TT.
Go for the TT and stay forever.
What if I take my phone and I rent a PO box in the Isle of Man and just leave my phone in the Isle of Man and mine all of my pies there?
No. You have to be resident. It's resident. Permanent resident. You have to be there. Is it 80 weeks? No, not 80 weeks of the year. Is it 80% of the year?
Don't know.
So my uncles used to work in Saudi.
Right.
Lots of people. Like we live where we live, there's a massive defense contractor who sends people to Saudi all the time. They get paid double the wage. And as long as they stay a certain amount of time of the year, I think it's 80%, they pay 0 tax on that earnings. Because Saudi is so rich in oil. They don't need tax. None of this capital gains bullshit.
Yeah.
They don't have people just sort of, oh, I don't feel well. Pay me. We have a. Did you
A
listen
welfare
to?
state, you mean?
There was there's a good. Sorry, sidetrack again. I know Ben's tired. He wants to go home. He's going. Sidetrack. Trigonometry. Listen to the Fraser Nelson trigonometry about the welfare state this week,
Right.
and about long-term sickness incapacity, which has exploded.
Well,
since
yeah.
the
I
pandemic.
mean, I get a lot of people who you get a feeling there's something that's called secondary gains. in the stuff that we do. And yeah, I think sometimes people come through because they are told they need to do something, and it gets people off the back.
It's like, if the state's going to pay me 800 quid a week to sign on, or I can get a job and do 40 hours and get 900 quid a week, I'm picking the fucking sick. And then I work cash in hand. You know, like Mark the painter. Yeah, fucking it's fucking shit, this job. It's fucking painters coming to it's fucking shit, this job. I'm only getting 100 quid in my hand a day.
Right, okay.
While he's signing on.
Right. Yeah.
The incentives are fucking backwards. They're backwards.
How much can he paint in a day?
I mean, he don't give a fuck, obviously.
100 quid.
Yeah, he's making like minimum wage is like 100 quid a day.
Right.
Isn't it? 25 grand a year?
I don't think it's that. Well, I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
Is it?
Minimum wage is 25 grand a year.
Is it £15 an hour?
No, well, it depends how many hours you do a week. You go into an hour.
30.
But it's 100 quid a day, near enough.
Right, okay. 8 hours a day?
Yeah.
What's that, maths? £12.50 an hour?
Something like that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, why break your balls for 40 hours a week for an extra 200 quid?
I think, yeah, there are a range of people who, if you get certain benefits, you could probably be better off or just under, you know, the minimum wage by doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
I would just say go and listen to that. I don't listen to Trigonometry.
Mm.
I always look at who the guest is because the hosts annoy me. Francis is a monk, and Constantine is pretentious as fuck. So I don't listen to them religiously. I don't like. It depends who the guest is. I like the guests.
right.
And they have Fraser Nelson, who's a plummy fucking Scotch guy. Blah, 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 blah. But he did this documentary for Dispatches about the benefit system.
Right.
I've not watched it because I watch TV. But what he said about it was really good. So I'll say check that out and
Make your own decision.
yeah. So on that note, come on. Time to go.
Yes.
So let's
We'll
figure
see
out
next
how we're
week.
going to evade some tax off Piecoin.
Hello, man.
Yeah.
All we can do.
Bye, folks.
I mean, it depends how filthy you are. It depends how filthy you are. If you're filthy, Rach, it obviously don't matter. It almost don't. It almost doesn't matter how rich, you know, how much tax you have to pay. If you've got fuck you money. All right, yeah, I'll send a few $100 grand to Rachel in accounts. Just to leave me alone.
Yeah.
You pauper. You peasant. On your MP salary, 100 grand a year.
Welcome, folks.
Oh, fuck me, Rick.
Hear the tales from Phil, Matt, and Ben Fair. In the realm where the Inquisition's Amish. Raise the roof, clear the doubt, abolish. Strumming tales like a folk rock spree.
Definitely should have had some weed tonight. Got a bit intense at the end, and I started ranting.
Pull up a chair by the
It's just the windy puffs. It gets me. The rage bursting.
We're stitching wisdom like an Amish pin. We'll question everything, turn night today. With the barn raising crew, we'll lead the way.
Night, folks. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.